Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out,
It's your water, your life.
top up from the tap with Scottish water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
Sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3,
Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Royal Commonwealth Pool here in Edinburgh, capital of Scotland. We are here for the last day of action at the Scottish National Short Course Championships 2024 Session 7 already Sunday morning here in Edinburgh. It's quite a nice morning actually. My name's Paul Noble, taking you through the action. And Tony, a man who knows about the weather here in Edinburgh, you've just been running round Arthur's Seat.
I have just been running around Arthur's Seat. Just finished my porridge, so I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah.
A lot of fresh air. It's a beautiful morning out there. Not too windy. Nice clear sky, and looking forward to a fantastic day's swimming today. There you have the lineup. Anything 200 IM, anything catching your eye this morning, Paul?
Yeah, well, quite a number of champions are returning to the pool this morning. We've seen some great swimming over the first 2 days of action. A great final session last night. Very, very exciting. Some close contests. 200 IM, always an interesting one for my men. Andrew Bertoli, Matthew Ward will be in that final heat. They're going head to head again. They had a great swim last night. Evie Davis will go in the 200 freestyle alongside Lucy Hope, the Olympian, one of the number of Olympians on show here at these championships. The 200 freestyle should be a good one.
Katie Shanahan doing that one as well.
Yeah, 100 butterfly as well for men should be fast. The 100 breaststroke for women. There's been some great battles in the breaststroke events, hasn't there? Cara Handlin and
Anna Morgan.
Yeah, and Anna Morgan.
And Ellie McCartney coming over from Ireland.
Great swim that she had in the 200 breaststroke last night. 50 freestyle is always going to be a fun one. That's going to be difficult for us to call. And the 50 backstroke as well. So kind of a real mixture of sprints and distance events. Kathleen Dawson, of course, will go in that 50 backstroke. Another Olympian, Olympic gold medalist, no less, of course, from Tokyo. The 200 breaststroke for men. Another interesting contest in prospect there.
Yeah.
Kiana McInnes will be the favourite for the female 200 metres butterfly a little bit later on in the morning. The 100 backstroke, well, it might be the Bath swimmers Matthew Ward and Cam Brooker will go head to head in that 100 backstroke as well. And in that 100 IM, Katie Goodburn will go as well, one of the favourites. Anna Morgan
won the 100 IM the last 2 years, Katie, so she'll be going for a treble today, I think, from memory.
Katie Shanahan's in that one as well,
So
another one of the Olympians,
yep.
so that's going to be another good battle later on in the morning. And the 400 freestyle as well, of course, another Olympic champion on show, and that's Jack McMillan, who was sensational on that last leg of the relay last night, wasn't he?
20.98 was his leg, 20.98
Wow.
in that relay last night. But that's going to be an interesting one because you've got Luke Hornsey, who's won the 8 and the 1500 here, and Jack McMillan, who's won the 100 and 200, and they're meeting in the middle at the 400. So I'm sure Jack will see himself as favourite for that, but that will be an interesting youngster and more experienced swimmers against each other. So they're up against each other in the last heat, actually. So see how that one goes. So lots of fantastic swimming to come this morning, and we're opening with the Malin Open 200 metres individual medley. There's 5 heats in most events this morning. Yeah, even the 50s, it's 5 heats. So 5 heats in every event, and then there'll be another session this afternoon for those swimmers who made the qualifying time but not in the first 5 heats. So it's a full morning and afternoon of heat swimming.
Yeah, so there's the lineup for this very first of the 5 heats. Corey Phillip from Perth City. He'll go in the outside lane in lane 1. Elliot Best from Newcastle. Sam Chittleborough from Silver City. Ross Anderton from East Lothian. Finlay Bruce from Perth City. Lewis Gibson from South Ayrshire. And Logan Jackson from University of Aberdeen Performance. That is the lineup. And as you will see it on your screen, lane 1 will be at the top and lane 8 will be at the bottom. And those 2 yellow marked lanes are lanes 4 and 5, with lane 4 obviously being at the top of your screen ahead of lane number 5. So that's the housekeeping done, Tony.
Very good. We don't need to do health and safety, I don't think, do we?
No,
we're all right.
we're all right. I think we're all right, yeah. Everybody taking care of themselves at home.
Indeed.
Having their own health and safety.
Be careful with the kettle. And so we've got Ross Anderson in this one. He won the junior title in the 200 fly last night. So showing himself here in the 200 IM. Juniors are 16 and under. And Scottish national title, so it's only open to Scottish swimmers. Ready to go. 200 IM off and running.
It's an even start, of course, in this 200 metres individual medley. Very good start there over in lane number 2. Elliot Best off to a flyer there on the butterfly. I do like a 200 IM. Things can change about in the IM. Obviously, the breaststroke very important. Obviously, the slowest element of the individual medley. Things could change about a lot on the breaststroke leg.
Yeah.
Not so much in the 100 IM. We were talking about the 100 IM yesterday, and it's really quick, the 100 IM. You're almost just about getting into your stroke when you got to change to another one. 200 IM's a little bit more of a distance, so might see things change about a little bit more in the 200.
Yeah, I think you can get away with not being so good on breaststroke for 100 IM.
Yeah.
200 IM, it tends to be too long for your breaststroke not to be able to carry you through. But this is a cracking first half for Elliot Best here, 59.1 at the 100. Let's see how he comes through on this one, if they're all going to come catching him back on this breaststroke.
I'm not sure if they're going to catch him there, because it looks a pretty decent breaststroke there for Elliot Best.
He's not got any form on him, but he's a 20-year-old from Newcastle. But he's not going to relinquish this one, is he? So there's A and B fight for the 200 events. There are A and B finals this evening. For 50s and 100s, there are A, B, and C finals. So he's looking to get in a B final. It's going to be a bit of an ask, but you never know. But he's dominating this one. Goodness me, 7-8 meters a lead, not 10.
Yeah, and look at the splits there on there. That's a splits for the previous 50. So we saw Elliot Best there going over in 37.6, much faster than anyone else in this field. So Elliot Best absolutely dominating this one in the middle. Ross Anderson in lane 4 and Finlay Bruce in the middle lanes, but they're not going to catch Elliot Best.
That's a super
Great swim from the Newcastle swimmer.
That is going to put him in B final territory. I'm thinking that was quite an old entry time he had there. 2:06.65. That is super swimming from Elliot. Ross, the youngster, 2:11. So he's come in under his entry time as well. So he'll be pleased with that one. Looking to see whether he can progress. And in third place, Finlay Bruce, the Perth City swimmer. Perth City having a good meet this weekend. They've won numerous Scottish national junior titles across the male and female programme. And another good swim there from the Perth swimming.
There's a lineup for the next one. Dominated by City of Glasgow. 4 swimmers they have in this next heat. Gregor Ross being one of them in the right at the top there in lane 1. Ewan Weir, Perth City in 2. 3 City of Glasgow's in the centre lane. Rogers Kringellis, Jack Docherty Simpson and Rory Young in 3, 4 and 5. Matthew Scott from Newcastle in lane number 6. Benjamin Beale from Derwitside and Gateshead off to a good start down there in lane 7, and Aidan Bruce from Aberdeen in lane number 8, closest to us. I thought it was Benjamin Beale, but it's actually Gregor Ross there, 1/100 separating those two.
Pretty close. Gregor, better known for his breaststroke, but he's gone off pretty well in this flying back. So if he's up there on the back, you'd expect him to be hanging on in for the rest of it. Benjamin, only 14 years old of Derwentshire and Gateshead swimmer. He's had a good weekend. He won the North East Age Group Championships. Big contingent up from the North East of England. Benjamin's one of those, and he's showing some of these older swimmers how to do it. Gregor over there in lane 1 is coming back very strong on this breaststroke leg, as you'd expect. And Youth Academy member, Scottish Youth Academy member, and he's got a really strong third leg on this one. He's got his teammate Jack Docherty Simpson trying to hold with him, and Benjamin Beale down the bottom here of the screen. But that was a super leg from Gregor. 35 on that 50 breaststroke. That's 2 seconds quicker than we saw from Elliot Best in the previous one.
Tringellis with a good breaststroke as well. The other two locked together on that previous split. 38.87 for Beale and Docherty Simpson. But Gregor Ross has used this breaststroke to his advantage. Is he going to get caught at the end, Tony? It's going to be very close, but I think he might just hold it. Gregor Ross, yeah, he will hold it actually. There's that angle, camera angle levels out, and it is a comfortable win in the end for Gregor Ross. He was caught very slightly, 31.00 for him, but 207.48. Couple of cracking heats we've seen there. Big improvements,
6 second improvement on his entry for Gregor Ross there. That is a super swim. And they are going to be pushing at the door of this B final. These guys higher up the rankings have got to perform to their entry times or better if they're going to make sure they get themselves into that another swim this evening. So these two early heats have really put the challenge down. Now moving into the circle seeded heats. So we should see swimmers in the centre lane showing much stronger than the outside lane, but it doesn't always work out that way. Here you have the lineup: Toby Bullock, Midlothian; Micah van Blerk from University of Aberdeen Performance; Angus Allison from University of Stirling; George Smith, University of Stirling in 4; Matthew Randall from Tux in 5; Finlay Davis, University of Stirling in 6; Jacob Barnett, City of Sunderland in 7; and Jacob Light, Morpeth in 8. It's a strong field in this one. George Smith has had some good swims already this weekend. He's a podium potential swimmer, British swimming. It's Matthew Randall though, the South African. Strong team over from Tux in South Africa.
We're hearing that some of the swimmers were on their way to the World Short Course as well in Budapest, some of the South African swimmers. And some of them had just missed out on selection, but here in Edinburgh, as you said, then a small team but high quality team from the South Africans. And
peppering the finals all the way through.
Yeah. Third place at the moment is South African. George Smith leads them through at that halfway point. Finlay Davis in second now, trying to pull up. And we'll just have keep an eye on the gap between these leading three. Matthew Randall coming right back into it with that red
specialist.
cap.
He's been thereabouts in the breaststroke events. He's been pushing Rory Dixon very hard, and he is coming back strong. But Finlay and George are no slouch on breaststroke, so they've managed to reasonably hold their own there.
Yeah, George Smith leads them through 1:29.86, so it's a big lead over Finlay Davis, with Matthew Randall coming back into it in contention for second position. Entry time for George Smith, he was under the 2 minute mark in terms of entry, 1:58.48. So anyway, kind of around about the low 2 minutes should see him into that A final, you would think.
Yeah, pretty comfortably I would think, yeah, but he is just under 2. That's a solid heat swim for him. Finlay Davis just holding off Matthew Randall. And 2:08 there, you see at lane 7, sorry, in 5th. So that's slower than the first two winners of the first two heats. So those two swimmers in those early heats they are going to be pushing themselves into a B final possibly. We'll see. But that's a pretty tidy heat swim for George Smith there.
Not got confirmation of that one yet, Tony.
No. But here we go. And into this.
Well, we didn't get the official result, but no disqualifications noted here in the venue, so I think everyone's okay.
On to heat 4. You have Connor Mitchell in this one from Warren Bass, Logan van der Meulen from Stirling Swim is in 2. Evan Davidson, Perth City swimmer, having a good championships in 3. David Annis from University of Stirling in 4. Piers Greening, University of Stirling in 5. And their teammate Zach Speakman in 6. Nicholas Land from Newcastle in 7. And Dylan Mitchell, 15-year-old from Warrender in 8. Strong start. Zach Speakman. He's taken this one out in lane 6. All these guys in the middle lanes will be wanting to make that A final, and you don't want to be 4th, I don't think. That makes it a bit tricky for you.
No, even 3rd actually. There's a little bit of jeopardy on the 3rd place in that heat, so it was an important touch there for Finlay Davis over Matthew Randall in that previous heat to claim 2nd place, but Zach Speakman going out, as you might expect in the early stages there, 55.14. David Annis looking good in 2nd, and Evan Davison with a little bit of work to do in lane 3 with that red cap of Perth City. They're all kind of closing up now. It's Piers Greening coming back in lane number 5, the bottom of those two yellow marked lanes, but Zach Speakman is maybe just heading, it might be University of Stirling 1, 2, 3, possibly not, with Evan Davidson in the mix there for Perth City.
Always a strong finisher, Evan, so if he's there or thereabouts with 50 to go, you're going to think he's got a chance, and here he comes. He will not want to miss out on that A final. But he's in third at the moment. He's got a job to do to catch up David Annis. I'm not sure he's going to make it, but he's given it a good shot. But Zach Speakman has led this one from the front, hasn't he? And he's really finished off hard.
Oh, it was close.
It was close, wasn't it?
I think they might be okay, you know, the three
Yeah.
there, just on the 2-minute mark. Pierce Greening 2:01.
Yeah.
So only one swimmer faster, and that was George Smith in that previous heat.
Yeah.
So top three in that heat, I think, if my calculations are correct, we're lying second, third and fourth, so they're looking pretty good for that A final.
Yeah, I think so. And it's now Finlay Davis and Matthew Randall are the ones that are going to be worrying about this next heat. These guys in the fourth heat, fifth heat clearly know what to do. They know what their target's going to be to get into this. Unfortunately, disqualification in that last race. Lane 7, technical infraction. Here's the lineup for the final heat. No, it's not. That's a confirmed result.
Here's our final heat now.
There you go.
Thomas Trainer, Lewis Maxwell, Josh Press, Matthew Ward, Andrew Bertoli, Cameron Rapson, James Boddy and Fraser Titlow. Matthew Ward from Bath Performance Centre, Andrew Bertoli from University of Stirling. In fact, Matthew Ward surrounded by University of Stirling swimmers. Josh Press, Andrew Bertoli and Cameron Rapson. And Matthew Ward off to a great start there. And he'll be strong on the backstroke as well, you would imagine. It's a very good formation there for the heat at the moment. We don't often see a perfect arrowhead there. We almost got one there.
Not quite. Lane 8 has messed that one up for us. Never mind. But Matthew Ward, yeah, he won this event last year. He's the reigning champion. And as you'd expect, a bit of a backstroke specialist, although very strong on this IM as well. So he's pulling away from Josh Press and Andrew Bertoli. I think Josh won the 100 IM last night, did he? So seeing if he can move up on the distance, this 200 IM in lane 3. He's doing okay at the moment, second. So these guys will know that they've got to get, well, under 2 minutes will pretty much guarantee them an A final place. So only one of them's got that on entry, so it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to go some. So it's been pretty fast heat swimming at this first event of this third and final day of these Scottish Short Course Championships. But Matthew looking very strong.
Absolutely. 34.68 there for the split. So all the top three, pretty much of a muchness on their breaststroke splits there, all in mid 34s. But Matthew Ward had the advantage and he is going to press this one home. Josh Press in second, Andrew Bertoli in third. And yeah, this is going to be the fastest swim, I think, of all the heats. And looked fairly comfortable, you have to say, at the end, Matthew Ward. And I think Bertoli and Press will be okay with that. Lewis Maxwell, oh, he might just miss out.
He'll miss out in the A, he'll make the B. But yeah, I think maybe Finlay Davis from that second heat, third, I think, is maybe just going to be scraping in, we'll see. So that's the result of that heat. A very strong looking Matthew Ward there. Not that far off his entry time, that was pretty good going. And there you have the confirmed last heat. Zach Speakman did come in under 2 minutes, so that, I know that's so that's his run through. That's your B final for the moment.
Yeah, of course, swimmers this afternoon got an opportunity to make their way into that. We saw a couple in the B final yesterday.
Yeah. First day there was only 2 or 3 people that made it through, but actually yesterday afternoon
yeah, a
there
few
were
in the C finals, a couple in the Bs as well. So yeah, there's the final swimmers there. That one disqualification. So next event is the 200 freestyle. It's one of the 5 heats. Amelia Mardell goes to the University of Aberdeen Performance in 2. Amber Hinton from Dumfries in 3. Katie Noble goes for Newcastle in 4. Jess O'Harely from South Links in 5. Kiana Kurtzer from Warnder in 6. Kaylin Hall, University of Aberdeen Performance, goes in 7. So all these times, well, Katie Noble 205.90, and all the rest are in the 206 range. So we'll see how these swimmers progress. Good start from Kaylin Hall, closest to us in lane number 7, the oldest in this field at 20 years of age, and we've got one 14-year-old in this one, and that is Amber Hinton, who goes in lane number 3.
Rising stars Amber. She's a national age group champion at this event. Only 14 years old from Dumfries. Swam pretty well this weekend as well. So one of the youngest. There's a few 13-year-olds I've seen at the meet this weekend, but not that many, and not many 14-year-olds either. She's settled into 4th place at the moment. Always quite tricky for some of these younger swimmers when they come into one of these meets, when there's swimmers that are 10 years older than them, that they can be up against them. It can be quite intimidating, but she doesn't seem to be letting it faze her.
Well, some of the sprinters, there was some in their 30s yesterday, wasn't there, and still mixing it with the youngsters.
Yeah.
But I think, as we said on the live stream yesterday, you can kind of do that as a sprinter. You know, you can go
Mark
on for a long.
Mark Foster was 35, 36 when he was still
absolutely
winning world medals and things like that. So
yeah,
it can be done.
Of course, we've got Alison Shepherd, as was, who's went on to 5 Olympic Games as a sprinter. So
still holds one of the records.
Not to say she was old when she was sprinting, because she was very, very young when she started.
She was, but I think she's
5 Olympics is not to be sniffed at.
No.
Anyway, final stages of this one. Kaylin Hall's led from the start. Is she going to lead at the finish? I think she is. Look at that. 206.38. Bang on her entry time. She's improved it by 0.2 of a second. But it's an improvement, Tony. That says what you want.
Yeah. Incremental gains, isn't that what they call it? So, and she does there. Amelia Mardell 2nd and Katie Noble in 3rd. So, good steady first heat there. Moving on, there's your 2nd heat. Rosie Foster, Warnder in 1. Amy Shields, Edinburgh University in 2. Holly McGill, Stirling University in 3. Alice Smith, Borough of Stockton in 4. Alice Forrest and Derwentside and Gateshead in 5. Erin Amira, Aquajets in Newcastle in 6. Sophie McClure from Tadcaster in 7. And in lane 8, it's Newcastle's Eve Hallisey. So a strong northeast contingent here. 5 of the 8. And then we've got Rosie Forster from Warnder, Amy Shields, Edinburgh Uni, Holly McGill at Uni of Stirling, ex of Heart of Midlothian. So slight Edinburgh, northeast of Scotland split on this one, if you want to stretch it a wee bit.
Well, Duncan and I had a lot of conversation yesterday where Tadcaster was the northeast of England. He said it was near York.
I think that probably. Well, I'm going to get into no geographic politics here. I would think it's more northeast of England than Birmingham, anyway. So
there you go. Well, Tadcaster swimmer is Sophie McClure. She's in lane number 7. She might actually be leading here in a group of 5 swimmers right across the pool. Nothing to choose at all. Entry times 204.5 through to 205.9. So again, we're always surprised when we see an outside lane swimmer do well, but the entry times for these heats are so tight that it could come from absolutely anywhere, the winner.
Exactly. There's only in these non-circle seeded heats, there's usually a second between the entries, so no reason why not. And yesterday we saw quite a number of outside swims doing really well. Can sometimes be an advantage. You're just out the way. Nobody's really aware of you being there, and you can just get on and do your own thing in an outside lane. So, but that's now Holly McGill, clearly known as a backstroker, but no slouch on this freestyle, and she's very strong at the back end of races, Holly, and she's really pulled away from this field in this second half of this 200 freestyle. Swimming pretty well, and she's going to shake up a few people in this higher up the order, I think, on this swim. Good for these single stroke specialists, really, to mix up a wee bit and do a bit of freestyle over a backstroke, and that is a super swim there, 203.05. That will start to get a few of the people up the field a bit worried for that B final.
Yeah, good stretch for the wall there at the end, made sure of that touch. Holly McGill, 203.05. Ella Smith also a good swim, 204.57, just 2/100 shy of her entry time.
There's a lineup for Heat 3. Mary Mashenko, University of Aberdeen performance. And 1, Isabel Wood, Edinburgh Union 2, Michaela Glenster, Uni of Stirling 3, teammate Katie Shanahan in 4, and another University of Stirling swimmer, Susan McNair in 5, Mary Craig, Edinburgh Uni in 6, Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in 7, and Danielle Farrell, Limerick swimmer, in lane 8. It's a good field here. Katie Shanahan in the middle, Olympic finalist at the 200 backstroke, so a bit like Holly McGill previously. This isn't an event she does that often, Katie, but she's pretty good at it. 1:57 is her entry time. Got Miriam Mashenko, one of these out, and lane 8, so 2 outside swimmers in 2nd and 3rd at this turn on the first 50. See how that progresses through the race.
Yeah, Miriam Maschenko had a very busy morning yesterday. I think she swam at least 4, if not 5 races in the morning.
She's had some good swims. I think most of her swims have been improvements on her entry time, Mary. So really consolidating a good year for her. But it's lane 8. Danielle Farrell, Limerick swimmer. He's taking this one out pretty fast.
Shanahan looking good in the centre, of course, made her Olympic debut this year. 200 backstroke and 400 IM have been the target events for Katie Shanahan. Been very, very strong in Britain in those events, and also, of course, Commonwealth Games medalist from Birmingham as well, Katie Shanahan, and saw her on the news being delighted with the announcement that Glasgow was going to host the Commonwealth Games, her home city, of course, Katie, so she'll be building towards that in 2026, but at the moment she's got to make sure she's going to be ahead of Danielle Farrell in that outside lane. You said that, Tony, out of sight, out of mind for Danielle Farrell. She might just spring a surprise here.
She is still ahead. Katie is really pushing hard, but I don't think she's going to catch her, or is she? No, I think Danielle's going to get it. Super swim from her there, 2:01.71. That's 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds improvement. Those centre swimmers wouldn't have been expecting that, I don't think. Susan McNair gets in 3rd, so we'll just keep an eye on that. 2:02.23 is the 3rd place swim. And Michaela Glenster may struggle to get in that A final. We'll just have to wait and see. Super swim from Danielle. A small but strong contingent over from Ireland as well. They've been swimming well in this meet.
Yeah, Grace Davidson's been very good.
Yeah.
She goes in lane number 5. The Ards swimmer, Emily Maxwell in 1, Libby Freeman from Morpeth in 2, Nellie Kinch from University of Stirling in 3, Holly Hibbett goes for Bath Performance in 4, Grace Davison, you mentioned her, she goes in 5 for Ards, and I think she leads them through. Catherine Renfrew from Perth City in 6, Maisie Elliott from Bath University in 7, and Zara Kravich from East Lothian, the youngest in this field at 15. She goes in lane number 8, but Grace Davison has looked a class act. We saw her go up against Katie Shanahan yesterday, and that was a good contest between those two, but she leads this one. She's got an entry time of 1:58.53. Experienced Holly Hibbett has got the faster entry time at 1:56, but at this moment Grace Davison looking very good halfway.
57.3, that's faster than the previous heats by a reasonable margin, so a few people shaking it up in these heats, just trying to make sure that they get themselves in that final. I mean, Grace looks like she's really going for this one. It doesn't look like she's holding back at all on this 3rd 50, and she's showing Holly Hibbett a clean pair of heels at the moment, which is a bit of a surprise, I think. It's 1:27.9, so this should be, unless she eases up and really feels that she doesn't need to push it, this is going to be nicely under 2 minutes, and will get close to her 1:58.53 entry. Holly Hibbett's trying to push back at her. And also here in lane 7, Maisie Elliott, the Bath University swimmer. So these heats are shaking up a little bit, not quite as we would have expected. And 1:58.78 for her. Grace Davison there. Holly Hibbett just over 2 minutes. 2:01. And Maisie Elliott gets in a 2:02.3. And that was a super heat swim there from Grace Davison. She's done that in all her races actually. She's not held back in these heats. And good tactic. It's becoming an increasing tactic really. And a lot of these swimmers, when they go to these international meets, they can't hold back in the heats. They have to go for it, otherwise they don't make their finals. So gone are the days where people just pace around in the heats at these meets thinking they'll make a final easily. You've got to practice for the big meets. And I think lane 1 was Paige here. Yeah, she is swimming at the World Short Course Championships, but she's decided to. No, she isn't. So she's not swimming in lane 1. We have Drew Mackenzie, Edinburgh University in 2, Elizabeth Lan, Newcastle in 3, Lucy Hope from University of Stirling in 4, her teammate Evie Davis in 5, Hannah Pearce from Tux in 6, Phoebe Arbuckle, Warren de Baths in 7, and Eleanor Morgan, University of Stirling in lane 8. So that's Evie Davis and Lucy Hope. Evie won the 100 free, I think, earlier on in the week. Friday, I think that was.
Yeah, Evie Davis won that 50 yesterday, and they were locked together there on that first 50, 28 flat for both of them. But Lucy Hope has been the one who. This has been the target event, I think, for Lucy Hope in recent years. She's been around for a while now. Lucy, 27 years of age, still very much in her prime, and she's an integral part of that Great Britain 4x200 freestyle relay team.
Yeah.
And a lot of attention given to the men's team in the 4x200, of course, quite rightly, the Olympic champions, of course, but the women's team are not too shabby as well. European medalists as well, the women's team, so they're there or thereabouts in the major championship finals, and Lucy Hope has been right in the mix with that team. Quite a strong squad of 200 freestylers.
Which is what it's down to at the moment, isn't it? You need 6, 7, 8 swimmers who can all give each other a push and be part of the heats, and that makes a big difference. And she is, and I'm sure Evie Davis will be looking to join that squad for the women's 4x2. She's going about it well in this race. Sticking with Lucy Hope.
Yeah, maybe coming back now.
Yeah.
Lucy might just take this one. She's going to be there on around about the 2 minute mark, possibly. Just easing in, and Lucy Hope takes it. 2 minutes point 02. Evie Davis in second on the 2 minute mark. That should be good enough for both of them to get to that A final.
2:01, 2:02 to get in that final. So there we have that result. And we should get up in a minute. Provisional finalists, A final. There we go. So Maisie Elliott Katie Shanahan and Maisie Elliott just dipping in there to that A final. Pretty close. And
that's maybe closer than Katie Shanahan would have liked there to make that A final. She'll be in one of the outside lanes, but could spring a surprise from there.
Yeah. And Susan Minnair just missing out. But we've seen Duncan Scott do good things from outside lanes in finals before, so nothing stopping Katie Shanahan doing it. I'm sure she'll say that was all part of the plan. But good to see. That's a pretty impressive lineup for your final of that female 200 freestyle. So looking forward to that later on this evening. 5:30 that session starts, if you're booking in your time to come back and watch the swimming later on. But still plenty more to come this morning, and we're moving on now to the male and open 100 fly.
Yeah, 5 heats again of this one. Just 3 in this first heat though, and they're all there right in the centre. Callum Sinclair, West Lothian, Benji Jeffries from South Ayrshire, and Rory Young from City of Glasgow. Well, we did say these heats are generally quite close in entry times. We've got 57.30, 57.39 and 57.40.
I'm not sure you could get much closer, really, could you? But it doesn't look like it in the pool. Benji Jeffries, the youngster from South Ayrshire, or 17-year-old from South Ayrshire. He's gone out pretty hard, and he's nearly a second up on Rory and Callum Sinclair. The Youth Academy member Benji just missed out on a medal at Snags in his age group, but looking very strong here. Came in on a 57.3. He's got a body length up. It's quite unusual given how close they came into this race, so this looks like he's going to make a nice improvement on his entry, and he does. 56.93, so under that 57, so that'll be nice. Nice feeling for him. Callum Sinclair 58.36, and Rory Young coming in a 58.61, so a nice start to this 100 fly. Good, looks like a PB for Benji.
You know what we haven't had this last couple of days, Tony?
What's that?
Swim off.
Do you know, you're right, we haven't. We were close yesterday in a couple.
We
There were a
have.
couple of equal sevenths into finals, so we just needed one person to push them in. We had 3 people in the same time yesterday in one of the events, but they were all outside. They all got pushed, slowly got pushed out of the B final.
This is it. This is a day for it.
I think this is the swim off day, is it?
Yeah. Let's see if these 100 fly swimmers can give us a swim off, give us an extra bit of excitement
We'll have a
later
swim
on in the
off.
session. There's 7 swimmers in this one. Adam Scott going right up there in lane number 1. Robert Burgess, Edinburgh Uni, in lane 2. Benjamin Beale in 3 from Derwent and Gateshead. Scott Fleming leads them through the 50 metres. University of Stirling, he's in the centre lane, lane 4. James Kilpatrick, Carnegie, going in 5. Elliot Best back in the water again after that great swim he had in the 200 IM, first up. And Cameron Hastings in lane number 7. Elliot Best looking full of swimming here. He might take another win. He's got a long, rangy stroke, hasn't he, Elliot Best, the Newcastle swimmer? Is he going to take this one? He certainly is. Elliot is best again. 55.77. Scott Fleming just pipped at the end, and 2 great times at the front of the field. So Elliot Best, 57.06 his entry time. Let's not bother with a 56 point.
No.
Let's go straight to 55.
Exactly, and he did make the B final in that 200 IM earlier on in that first heat, and that swim there is going to push him into the reckoning for the C final in this 100 fly. So he is having a storming morning, Elliot Best. Into heat 3, first of the circle seeded heat, Isaac Buchan and Burr Stockton in 1, Riccardo Lucarelli, University of Stirling in 2, Josh Press, University of Stirling in 3, Thomas Carswell, Edinburgh Uni in 4, Gregor Swinney, City of Glasgow in 5, Tom Robertson, Edinburgh Uni in 6, Tamilo Mahan, Tux in 7, and Albert Bangan, University of Stirling in lane 8. Strong start from Tom Robertson in lane 6, University of Edinburgh swimmer. And it is Tom fast out, 24.91. That's a good start. 54.1 entry. And he's looking strong here, going with him. His teammate Thomas Carswell, Edinburgh Uni in 4, and it's the 2 Edinburgh Uni swimmers who are pushing ahead here on the inside. Josh Press and Riccardo Lucarelli. I think Tom Robertson's looking good for this one. Is he going to get the touch, or Thomas Carswell? It's Tom Robertson.
Ooh.
54.04, so he'll be happy with that. It's an improvement on his entry. Disappointed with his 200 fly. Yes, I think his goggles came off. It's very unfortunate, but he's really shown a bit of grit there, coming back this morning and blasting that 100 fly, winning the heat and doing
It's very
PB.
close there. What was it? 0.1 separating the top 3 there, and those positions could be vital when they come to see who's in that A final. It's going to be very tight indeed. So 54.0 and 54.1 for the top 3 in that previous heat. And let's see what heat 4 can do. Cameron Travis goes in 1. University of Aberdeen performance represented by 3 swimmers here. Cameron Travis, one of them. Kieran Lennox next to him in 2 is another. Peter Allen goes to the University of Stirling in 3, and Tom Bailey, the 3rd Aberdeen swimmer, goes in lane number 4. Brodie Gordon Gibson having a good few days here in Edinburgh. He goes in 5 and leads them through the halfway point. Rory McKinnon in 6 from City of Glasgow. Owith Mahan, from Tux, South African, goes in 7. Nikolai Cisnet, the youngster, 14 years of age, from City of Glasgow, nearest to us in lane number 8. But Brodie Gordon Gibson has been on absolute fire the last couple of days, and he's continuing
fast.
that good run of form.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
So that's the first time under 53, I think, for Brodie. No, he went 52.35 at Bucks recently, but he showed a clean pair of heels to the rest of the field, nearly a second faster than Tom Bailey there. They had a good race in the 200 last night. Tom Bailey came out on that one, but no doubt about Brodie taking the honours in that 100 heat. And final heat here, we have Jensen Norris, Perth City in 1, David O'Loughlin, University College Dublin in 2, Brogan McAvini from Limerick in 3, Evan Bailey from Limerick in 4, Dean Fern, Aberdeen Dolphins in 5, Stefan Kravich, Edinburgh Uni in 6, Aidan Kay, City of Glasgow in 7, and Matthias Midlia, University of Aberdeen Performance in 8. So Evan Bailey and Dean Fern taking this one out. Evan is the fastest qualifier. Dean's on fire this weekend. He's had at least three Scottish junior records across various events, back, fly and 100 IM last night. Broke Craig McNally's long-standing junior 200 backstroke record on the first day. And it's him and Evan Bailey, Irish champion, in 4. Dean Fern is pushing him hard. Let's see if they can get close to Brodie's 52.51 in the previous heat. But these two are pushing ahead. Evan Bailey keeping it going. And he's 53.1. 54.1 for Dean and 54.89 for, I think, Brogan. Aidan Kay, sorry. Slightly slower heat, that one. That was not as fast as I was
enough,
expecting.
I think, for Dean Fern to make it into the final, just about.
Aidan may just sneak in there. Nope.
Yeah. Dean Fern does make it. So low 54. Well, if you're under 54, you're in.
Yeah.
And low 54s make it into the top 7. Peter Allen makes it.
Oh, dead
Just-
heat for
oh,
ninth.
look at
Oh, we
this.
almost had our swim off there.
Oh, he might swim off for reserve place
They
today.
could do, actually. They could do. So you may have your wish. Little genie.
Careful what you wish for. Dean Fern about half a second outside his own junior record time, and I think, as we've said earlier this week, it's his last chance, I think, to break Scottish junior records. It's, well, one of his last chances. Not sure if he's got any events in the last couple of weeks of the year, but as soon as we get into 2025, he won't be regarded as a Scottish junior anymore. So good to see him setting those new record times in the last couple of days. Let's see if he can add another one tonight in the 100 fly. He'll certainly be back, and he won't be far away from it, that's sure.
He's also got the 100 back this morning, so they're two of his best events. So let's see where he gets to. Moving on now to the next event. This is a female 100 breaststroke. Leah Bullock in lane 1, Aberdeen Performance. Eloise Herbert from Tadcaster in 3. Katie Gillies, Renfrew Bath in 4. Emily Jackson, Newcastle in 5. Ella Tuckett from Glasgow Uni in 6. Lexi Lamont, Aberdeen in 7. So all in the 115s coming into this one. Pretty close on that first 50. Maybe just Eloise Herbert from Tadcaster, 15-year-olds. Got the edge, but really not a lot in it. There.
Yeah, not much at all.
0.4 between, well, actually less than a second between them all. So stretching out a little bit now. Still Eloise Herbert looking like she's getting challenged now though. Lane 6, what's that? Ella Tuckett from Glasgow Uni, and I think it is Ella as they go into the last 25. And she has had a good second 50 here. Ella in on a 1:15.62, so just keep an eye on the clock for that one. I think she is going to just touch ahead, and she does. 1:15.34, so that's marginally inside her entry, but it is an improvement, which is good to see. And race result confirmed. Ella, then Louise and Katie Gillies, so pretty close.
Yeah, not a bad start. Almost right Right on the entry times, all the way through. Let's see, as the heats get faster, there's the lineup for the second of the 5 heats. These entry times 1:13.96 through to 1:15.16, so just over a second separating everyone in this field. Georgia Lee from Borough of Barnsley in 1, Ella Thompson, Perth City in 2, Esme Hall, Borough of Stockton in 3, Katie Coventry and Izzy Mark from Morpeth in 4 and 5, Fern Crichton, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Ailey McNair in 7, Milgine Bearsden, Katie Simpson, Edinburgh University in 8. And pretty close in the early stages. It's interesting to see yesterday, Tony, that Barnsley had a relay team. I noticed. I suppose that's the beauty of the mixed relays, isn't it? Because, you know, if you've maybe not got 4 female swimmers or 4 male swimmers, it's mixed, 2 male, 2 female.
Yeah.
Opens the door to a lot of the other teams, doesn't it?
Absolutely. No, it's good to see, and it's a very exciting event. The mixed medley and mixed freestyle, mixed medley in particular, and I think can be quite exciting because the difference in across the strokes is so great. Yeah, and I think Barnsley clearly have. I think they've only got about 4 swimmers up, and it's given them a chance to relay. So, and I'm sure that Georgia Lee in lane 1 will have been part of that relay.
She was leading at halfway. She's kind of dipped a little bit in the second half of this one as Katie Coventry came through to take it in 1:13.74. And second place was it Katie Simpson? Yeah, Katie Simpson there confirmed. Esme Hall in 3rd and Ella Thompson in 4th place.
And then that really last night we had a national club record and a national record, which is slightly unusual.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because there was a non-Scot, wasn't there?
A non-Scot in the winning team, so they went faster. They got a club record, and the Edinburgh Uni team with full of Scots got the national record. So it was a great race, very exciting.
We love a swimmer, but we love a relay as well.
We do. So into this 3rd heat, Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, Derwentside and Gateshead in 1, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow in 2, Anna Finlay, Derwentside and Gateshead in 3, Anna Morgan, Edinburgh Uni in 5, teammate Hannah Bowley in 5, Nuala Gow from Gary in 6, May Rogers from Warrender in 7, and Lily Mundell, a youngster from Heart of Midlothian, in lane 8. Good start already from Anna Morgan, as you might expect, fastest into this heat by quite a margin actually, over 2 seconds between her and the rest of the field. Hannah, her teammate, trying to stick with her and giving it a good go, but she's about a body length down.
There's your spearhead, Tony.
I was just thinking that. I was just waiting to see lane 8 before I was going to call it. But yeah, it's a perfect spearhead. Almost all coming. I mean, that is almost a perfect spearhead there. Very good to see. Little things keep you happy. And it's Anna Morgan will be happy with this one. Nice and steady, not having to push it too hard. 1:08.38. That's a decent heat swim for her. 1:10.08 for Hannah, just over her entry. And in 3rd, Nuala Gow. 1:11.23, so she's just improved on her entry time there, so that'll be a pleasing swim for her. And Anna Morgan doing what she needed to do, and I think she's pretty much set for that final. Hannah Bowley and Nuala Gow have to wait and see, but they look pretty good for that as well.
1:06 a few weeks ago in Bucks, Anna Morgan, so we know she's capable of going a little bit faster. And let's see who can go faster in this one. Ellie McCartney was great yesterday in the 200. She's in lane 4 here. Millie Cammock goes in 1, City of Sunderland. We have Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire in 2, Emily McGee, Dundee City Aquatic in 3. McCartney goes in lane number 4 for Limerick. Katie Goodburn for Edinburgh University. She goes in lane number 5. Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim in 6. Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen in 7, and Ella McGeorge from Edinburgh University down there in lane number 8. So McCartney and Katie Goodburn. Katie Goodburn, probably you would regard Katie Goodburn as a better sprinter, you would say, but Ellie McCartney's form in that 200 breaststroke kind of suggests she's going to be strong in this second half here, Tony.
Definitely, yeah. Katie, definitely 1500s. Very strong 50 free and 50 breaststroke at this meet. On one of those events, she looked like she was going to win it and ended up getting touched out to 4th. It was so close. But she's still looking good on this 100 breast. Ellie McCartney pulling away slightly, as you thought might be the case. She pushed Cara last night as far as she could, Ellie, in that 200. But it's these two, and coming fast finishing is Emily McGee from Dundee, but Katie hangs on to that one by 800ths of a second. So Ellie McCartney, comfortable winner in the end, 68. But I think all three of those should be comfortable to get in that final. Maybe Emily McGee might be on the edges of it, but let's see how this next heat goes. So in that next heat is Zara Smith from Warren de Baths in 1, Julie Salah, Stirling University in 2, Charlotte Hardy, South Ayrshire in 3, Cara Hanlon, Edinburgh Uni in 4, Georgia Else, Tux in 5, Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow in 6, Jasmine Smith from Lerwick in 7, and Charlotte Thompson, Midlothian in 8. Cara Hanlon, Scottish record holder, and just missed out on her Scottish record in the 50 breast. It's a couple of hundreds, I think. So she's clearly on good form, good sprint form anyway. See what she can do here. Got Charlotte Hardy, the South Ayrshire swimmer, next to her, and trying hard to keep up with Cara, but Cara's already stretching ahead.
Yeah, Cara Hanlon really come through in the last few years to be the dominant force in Scottish breaststroking. Certainly in the 100 and the 200 breaststroke in the Olympic event, she's dominated the scene in Scotland. Second in the British Championships this year, it's by the smallest of margins, few hundredths of a second. Cara Hanlon stretching away. Let's see if she can post the fastest time here of the heats. 108.26 from McCartney, the fastest so far, but look at that, 107.10.
Very comfortable.
Charlotte Hardy in second, 108.80. That will get her in the final, comfortably in the final actually. Yep. Charlotte Hardy. And Georgia Else, is she going to be there, Tony?
I'm not sure she will. I think you need to do 69.
I will find out just in a second.
Oh no, she just missed out, but
oh well, 111, you're in there. Yeah. Nuala Gow makes it. Cara Hanlon leads the way. McCartney and Morgan, they will go faster, I think, in the final. Oh, Else just missing out there, as you said. Ella McGeorge in the B final as they stand. And again, this is the one we got C finals in this 100 as well. So Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, 114.75. It's very tight there. Look at that.
Yeah.
A couple of 100ths of a second. And just missing out by 0.1 is Katie Simpson. But the afternoon heats to come, we might find someone might force their way into contention for that C final, maybe even the B finals as we've seen before. Yeah,
so they're all provisional that you've just seen on your screen. We won't know any confirmation until probably around 2 o'clock this afternoon. And we're moving on now to a couple of 50-metre races. And this is the Male and Open 50 freestyle. Alexander Turnbull in 2 from Isle of Man. Callum MacArthur, Mulgine Besden in 3. Benji Jeffries, South Ayrshire in 4. Lucas Lowry, Aquajets in Newcastle in 5. Bria van der Meulen from Stirling Swim in 6. And Ryan Ferguson, Edinburgh University in lane 7. Not a lot between these guys, 0.18 on entry. Ryan Ferguson going well, Edinburgh University swimmer down here in lane 7, looking very strong. He's going to take this one. Oof, 23.23. Wow. So way up on the rest of them. Half a second improvement on his entry. Blasted that one a field apart there. Nice swimming from him.
That's a pretty clear victory in a 50, wasn't it?
It's very unusual, isn't it? But,
yeah, well done, Ryan. So 23 years of age and posting a 23.23.
Very good. Oh, we like that.
So missing swimmer, at least one of the lanes here. Yeah, we've got 7 swimmers in. We've got Stefan Kravitz up the top in 1, Cameron Hastings going in 2, Corey Phillip in 3. Liam Dawson goes in 4. Aidan Kay in 5. Louis Lawler, the Paralympian from Paris and Tokyo, he goes in lane number 7. Elliot Arnell goes in lane number 8, but leading them through looks like right up there in lane 1, Stefan Kravitz. Again, another clear win. Oof. Great swim from Stefan Kravitz, 22.76. Great stuff from Stefan Kravitz. Another clear victory, half a second ahead of Aidan Kay and Liam Dawson, Elliot Arnell in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that was an old entry time. That was nearly a second faster than his entry. That'll push him into contention for possibly even an A final. We'll see. And in this third heat, Finlay Strachan, City Glasgow in 1, Finlay Club in 2, Blake Godfrey in 3, Brogan Hyde in 4, Harry Sharp in 5, Oethu Mahan in 6, Kieran Lennox in 7, and Taylor Anderson in 8. Strong start in 4 from Brogan Hyde, University of Stirling swimmer. Also going well is the Tux Oethu Mahan. Oh goodness me, this is a lot closer than the previous ones.
Oh.
22.77, just outside what Stefan managed. That was pretty close. And Finlay Club gets 3rd. Wait to see if they push themselves into the A final. I think they'll be in the B final, quite a few of them. Anthony Falk in 1, Jensen Norris in 2, Aaron Oakers in 3, Thomas Carswell in 4, Thomas Leggett in 5, Bruno Kempster in 6, Lucas Brown in 7, and Logan van der Meulen in lane 8. So Thomas Carswell in the centre is the fastest in on a 22. Thomas Leggett, University of Stirling, also had a cracking relay split in the mixed freestyle relay on Friday night. And it is Thomas and Thomas, but actually not a lot between any of them. Lucas Brown in 7, looking strong. There's 5 swimmers here, 6 of them in a row, and it's Lucas Brown who did that, 22.88. That's a good swim for him. Surprised them a bit, I think, in lane 7. Thomas Carswell, 23.01, Bruno Kempster, 23.11. So this is going to be tight to get in this A final. Final heat now. Leon Molam in 1, Adam Metcalf in 2, Cameron Jameson in 3, Callum Bain in 4, Rory McKinnon in 5, Dermot Sutton in 6, Magnus Morris in 7, and Finlay Sang in 8. No lane 6 actually, so there's no Dermot Sutton. Should be close. Callum Bain is the fastest by quite a margin for a 50. He's nearly a second. In fact, he is a second up on anyone else in the seat, and my goodness, he's showing it already. Look at that. Straight arm, no messing. Woof.
Yeah, very good for Callum Bain. Rory McKinnon trying to follow him, but Callum Bain's going to win this by almost a body length in the end. 21.79 for Callum Bain, so well done to him. Straight from the off there. He was great work underwater. He had the lead right from the start and held on to that one. Good turn as well. McKinnon in second, 22.72. And he might be
second in.
Yeah, second in there. There you go. 21.79. Stefan Kravitz for that great swim. And it is a tie, but for 7th place, Blake Godfrey and Cameron Jameson. 6 100s behind is Finlay Club. In 9th, Thomas Leggett makes it into the B final. Who's in the C final? And Magnus Morris, 23.52, just 1/100th behind Liam Dawson. Again, another tie, 17th place this time. Another tie further down for 28th place.
All
That's
in
not
the
going to
wrong,
affect
all in the
anyone.
wrong places, though, isn't it?
Well,
so that should be good.
yeah.
Final later on, or series of finals later on this evening. And now on to the next 50 race. This is the female 50 backstroke. And in this first heat we have Zoe Crawford in 1, Fern Crichton in 2, Jade Blake in 3, Irene Ferris in 4, Ailsa Clubb in 5, Alison Wood in 6, and Kalila Smith, 14-year-old from Aberdeen, in 7.
Yeah, coming thick and fast, these heats. So another 5 heats of this 50 metres backstroke. And we've seen some good backstroke tussles in the last couple of days in the female event.
Yeah.
Let's see if these first heat swimmers can get close to the 30-second mark. Entry time's 30.41 through to 30.6, so it'd be great to see someone just dip under that 30 barrier. Maybe Alison Wood the most likely off that turn. Kalila Smith going well in 7, also Jade Blake in 3. Might be Jade Blake first to the wall, is it? No, Alison Wood takes it in 30.29 with Blake 9/100ths behind. And right at the bottom of the picture there was Kalila Smith, 30.42, so that was pretty close.
Yep, good start there. Alison Wood just kept it going. And moving on to heat 2, we now have Katie Blunt in 1, Mary Mashenko in 2, Lucy Stoves in 3, Chloe Harris in 4, Ailey Armstrong in 5, Jessica Kirkwood in 6, Eve Hallisey in 7, Millie Linton in lane 8. So starting to get under the 30 for some of these entry times here. See whether they can follow that through. No lane 7, so no Eve Hallisey. Mary Mashenko back in the pool. I think she's swimming every event that's on at the moment.
I think so. She was yesterday.
Off they go.
Yeah, so said spare lane in 7, but look at the reaction times. Jessica Kirkwood, the best of the reaction times, 0.57, just 100th ahead there of Millie Linton. Might go over the turn and, well, choose a winner from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swimmers all in a row. Maybe might be the red cap of Lucy Stoves in 3, possibly. Reaching for the wall is Lucy Stoves. 29.77 for her. So again, very slight improvement of 3/100ths of a second, but well done, Lucy. The only swimmer under the 30-second mark. Bit of a surprise. Had a few entry times under that.
Yeah, pretty close, but Lucy just improving, so that's good for the Dundee swimmer. Into the 30, Anna Green in 1, Hannah Pearce in 2, Marie Wood in 3, Caitlin Ebbridge in 4, Libby Freeman in 5, Holly McGill in 6, Isabel Eiley in 7, and Kiana Kutza in lane 8. So the first of the circle seeded heats here. Everyone under 30 coming into this one. Caitlin Ebbridge, the fastest qualifier. Libby Freeman and Holly McGill, you'd expect to be pushing her hard. And Marie Wood, so this is good fields. If they get themselves all ready on those ledges. And clean start across the field. Not much difference on reaction times there, but a great start in lane 4 from Caitlin Ebbridge. She's really pushed ahead. Marie Wood on her lane 3, and also Holly McGill here in lane 6, trying to push hard. Holly does get better as it gets longer on backstroke, but she's showing good pace on this 50. I'm not sure she's going to catch Caitlin Ebbridge though, and it is going to be Caitlin who takes it. 28.42 was Holly second. 28.67, and Marie Wood it was who took third in a 29.12, so nearly all getting under 30 there, but strong start right the way through to the end there from Caitlin. Holly McGill improves on her entry.
Giving herself a good chance there of making that top 8, you would say, in the 28-second mark.
So that's going to do it.
Gabby Freeman goes in 1 for this next heat. Faith Uda, Edinburgh University in 2. Emma Scobie from Kirkintilloch in 3. Another one of the South Africans from Tux is Karen Herbst. Yasmin Hammerlane from Edinburgh University in 5. Laura Ann Marsham, University of Stirling in 6. Eve Wood from Orkney, the 16-year-old, had a good day yesterday. And Emma Price from Borough of Stockton is in lane number 8. So fastest into this in lane number 4, 27.89 is Karen Herbst. What we can expect from her. So Karen Herbst in lane number 4. just behind Yasmin Hammerlane in the early stages, and also Emma Scobie. Those three in the middle of the pool. Let's see who's got the best turn. It looks like it is Yasmin Hammerlane. Again, Karen Herb's just kind of struggling on the turns and the starts here, but she's coming back on the swim. But Hammerlane's going to hold on, and Yasmin Hammerlane will take it, 28.61. In second place, it was Emma Scobie, 28.98. And Karen Herb's 29.01, right on the cusp there, Tony.
Yeah, I do think 28's going to get you a space. 29, well, she was as close to 28 almost as you can be. She's 29.01, but we'll see at the end of this one. Amy Shields in 1, Emma Scomperine in 2, Millie Mainwaring in 3, Kathleen Dawson in 4, Florence Tinsley in 5, Heidi Wren in 6, 7 it's Layla Weatherspoon, and in 8 Catherine Renfrew. Strong heat here. Kathleen Dawson, Scottish record holder in this one. 26.42 is her Scottish record, but a very strong field. Florence Tinsley, Millie Mainwaring having a fantastic weekend across different strokes, including backstroke. Layla Weatherspoon's won a junior title last night in the 50 free. So let's see what happens in this race. And it's maybe Heidi Wren out there well in the start, but it's now Kathleen Dawson. But this is pretty tight. They're all going to push each other into those 28s maybe. And it's Kathleen Dawson and Heidi Wren, Florence Tinley in between with Millie coming back strong as well. And Millie did get second, 27.9 for Kathleen. Equal second for Millie Mainwaring and Florence Tinsley, 28.49s, and then 28.66 for Heidi. I don't think 29 is going to get you in.
Yeah, I think all 28s in the top 8, I think.
Yep.
So I think, Emma Scobie just getting there, 28.98. Again, that tie there for third position. Millie Mainwaring right up there in the mix, isn't she? 28.49. Yep. Karen Herbs just miss out, 29.01. Should be in the B final. Faith Yuda will also be in that final. That's split by 0.6 of a second. Gabby Freeman misses out on the B final, but she will be in the C. As will all the swimmers, right down to Chloe Harris at 30.11, with Jessica Kirkwood just missing out. Of course, I say they will be in the C final. This afternoon's races to come as well.
Yep.
So if anyone can get faster,
30 point
on that time.
1-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, 30.11. Try and force their way into that C final, or possibly higher. Might be a tough ask because it's the slower qualifying times, isn't it? But we've seen people do it. Yeah.
Well, in the 50s have been the events where people in the afternoon have made some of those C finals, and I guess it helps because there's 3 finals, so you've got more of a chance of making it through. But we will see what happens. That session starts 12:30. So if you want to join for the afternoon session, join us back then. And we're now going to move on to the Male and Open 200 breaststroke.
Well, it looks like there's a little bit of maintenance work going on, Tony, on the pads.
Well, that pad's been causing issues all weekend, I think.
Alright, looks like lane number 2. So a little bit of a delay here before we get back underway. There was a little bit of a longer delay yesterday, wasn't there, with that pad. Hopefully it's not going to be too long today. Haven't had many delays, have we?
No, it's not.
Had scoreboard issues.
Yes, we had yesterday. We had significant scoreboard issues yesterday afternoon. Throughout the whole of the afternoon, we had pretty much no scoreboard working in the pool. I think the screen for you guys at home was absolutely working perfectly, but in the pool it was trying to commentate and announce on a 1500 meters without any clock facility is.
Well, Duncan and I were all right on the live stream yesterday.
You were fine. You were happy just sitting here, relaxed, working your way through 3 heats of 1500. So that's a bit of a strain in the pool.
What more do you want on a wet and windy day? Wet and windy Saturday afternoon in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking when you say you were running up Arthur's Seat, maybe people watching don't know what Arthur's Seat was, and they're thinking, what on earth have you been up to this morning?
It's a lovely dormant. Is it dormant or? Completely non-existent volcano in the just off the centre of Edinburgh. It's a bit of a landmark up here, and it's it's a fine place for a view. I didn't go right to the top. I just went round the outside of it. So
Still quite, I mean, fair play.
yeah, well,
Early morning in the dark.
yeah, so it was a bit dark. But yeah, no, if you go right to the top, you get an amazing view across into Fife and down into the borders and across out to North Berwick. So if you've never been to Edinburgh and you come, I would highly recommend a walk up Arthur's Seat on a nice clear day.
Scottish Parliament right below you,
Yeah.
Holyrood Palace as well. Great city, Edinburgh, isn't it?
It
If
is
you're ever
fantastic.
planning a visit. Very busy in the summer, the Edinburgh Festival
Yeah.
and what have you. But Commonwealth Pool always do us proud here for these events, these major events on the Scottish calendar, don't they?
Yeah, no, it's a good. People do like to come. I think not just to swim at the pool, but it's quite a nice place to come and have a swimming meet at. I think it's quite expensive accommodation. I think that's the general concern
Well,
that people
you know.
express. Is it's not the cheapest place to try and stay, but plenty of accommodation. But no, it's a good event. And if you go up Arthur's Seat, the Commie Pool's right at the bottom of it, so you can see it right from the top. Great location for an event, and that does look like maybe
I think we're in, are we?
there's no one fiddling with that pad anymore, so
Might be
hopefully
okay.
that would suggest we should be okay. That's quite a nice shot.
Yeah, camera people doing us proud this week, bringing you all these shots on the live stream. A couple of cameras around. The Steadicam guys on the full side doing a sterling job.
Yeah.
So quite difficult to bring you all these great shots. There's the competition pool, the warm-up pool in the background as well. You can just see the swimmers warming up, swimming down from their events right at the top of your screen there. There's another warm-up pool on the left. There's some of the swimmers. You can try and pick some out, Tony.
All going too fast.
Got the fins on there in that warm-up pool. But swimmers. I always love coming to the Commonwealth pool. We get regular attenders from out with Scotland, the north of England, as he said, the Newcastle swimmers, Morpeth, Sunderland, Derwentside and Gateshead. They've regular visitors here to these competitions.
And this is at the same time there's English short courses going on this weekend, so they've chosen to come to the Scottish Open meet up here in Edinburgh rather than go to the English short course in Sheffield. So they clearly do like it up here. I'm not sure it's any easier to. Is it maybe easier to get Sheffield to Edinburgh? Probably equally.
Well, I suppose it's either up the A1 or down the M1.
Yeah, so
or
I
A1.
thought it must be about similar distance.
Yeah, it must be actually.
Good to have them.
There's a bit of a conference going on now.
Yeah, no, I thought we'd managed to have
good,
it resolved, but there's a pool staff now there, so that would suggest. And Ralph in the middle.
Yeah, something going on.
Yeah.
If only we could lip read.
Yeah, I'm just wondering
What on earth is going
how
on
much you can talk about a piece of plastic.
I know.
But it doesn't look good. I wonder whether the staff are looking to get a replacement. There are a number of replacement pads available, so and the screwdriver's out, so I don't know whether it's the holdings or whether it's the actual pad that's causing them the problem. But
and you said yesterday when we were having the issues, they've got these pads aren't live on that end of the pool, so they're not getting split times on these pads, but they need to be there because of the length of the pool.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And there's a gap. You can see the gap just between the wall at the back end. So if you didn't have the pad there'd be a big gap that people would be turning into.
Yeah, that's never good.
No, that would be when you want to get your ankle trapped in there.
No.
Not very pleasant at all.
Well, they don't seem to be panicked about it.
No, they
seem to
seem quite
be
calm.
quite relaxed.
But
they don't have to fill the time on the live stream.
they
They're
don't
all right.
have to fill the time in the live stream. You wonder if they've put us up to this. But I thought that shot of the warm-up pool was quite interesting. You could tell because it's a warm-up and swim-down pool, so that you can see there's a number of people going really hard in there, clearly warming up for their next swim, and the ones that are plodding up and down and just taking it easy have probably just done their swimming. So you just got to make sure you don't get in a lane full of swimmer downers when you're trying to warm up.
It's quite a number of swimmers. I think, did I see there was 700
Is that right?
swimmers or something in
Wow.
the media press releases that were coming out? So, you know, quite a big event here.
There's a lot of people. And there's
Yeah.
we were talking about Alison Shepherd earlier
Oh,
on.
yeah.
There she is with her
Does she
snags
still go by
24.
Alison Shepherd?
She's Alison van der Meulen now.
Right.
Has 3 sons swimming at this event across various different.
It's just with
Disciplines.
the Snags 24.
She's the snags 24.
There's the swimmers who are patiently waiting to.
It's a test for them, isn't it? Because being held this long before a race, you do have to get used to that. Some people can react better than others to it, and some swimmers have a really rigid routine. They know what they do for the 5 minutes before their race, and then all of a sudden this happens. It can mess you up, but you got to learn how to deal with it because these things happen. So I suspect not ideal for them,
Yeah.
and then that ripples all the way through
I mean, it's
the
not.
other swimmers. There'll be people in that warm-up pool thinking they were going to be swimming at, I don't know, 10:30, and they're now going to be swimming at 10:45. And I think people do have their routine. They have them.
Yep.
They get in the water an hour before they're going to race. They do their warm-up. They then maybe have something to eat, stretch a bit, and this is now getting into a 15-minute delay, and that, for some folk, that will just take a bit of adjusting from their planned routine.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not. It does happen, these technical problems, doesn't it? It's not as if it's unprecedented.
No.
So the swimmers will be aware of what's happening, and hopefully they'll be able to cope with it. I mean, to get to the national championships, it's got to be fairly experienced,
Yep.
fairly decent standards. So they'll have seen this before. It's not something they haven't seen, but yeah, you don't want it to go on for too long.
No, and you certainly don't want to. We've had a number of. There was an East District event a few weekends ago that had to get cancelled because they had a problem in the pool. So they were on the first, most of the first session, and then about 2/3 of the way through the first session, they had to stop the event, and they weren't able to restart. So that whole thing
All right.
got cancelled. And I do know that
What was the problem? If we're not, or shouldn't we talk about it?
probably wouldn't worth expanding on what the problem was.
Okay.
But
Right, thank you.
but the Welsh short course is on this weekend, so the Scottish,
Yeah.
Welsh and English short courses are all on at the same time, which I don't think's ever happened before. And Storm Dara put a pay to the Welsh short course yesterday. The whole day was cancelled because they had their red weather warning, and they had to take the decision that because it was dangerous to travel to or from the venue, and there's really risks around the building, that they had to cancel all of that event yesterday, which doesn't happen very often, I think.
No.
You were here. Were you here for the Beast of the East?
I was, yes,
And
yes,
we
I was here.
somehow managed to
Yeah.
go through the whole 3 days of Edinburgh International with the Beast
That's
of the East
right,
going
yeah.
on. I don't think there were any.
Well, I got the last train out of Fife to get here, and
you were stuck for 3
I was
days.
stuck for 3 days, yeah. But it was funny because it was the Edinburgh International, so people from Spain and France and Netherlands, they were all here early, but the locals couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So
it was more international than
Yeah,
Edinburgh that
it
year, I
was.
think, wasn't it? Because I think even the buses stopped running for
It did,
part
yeah.
of that weekend, which is
It did.
almost unheard of.
Duncan, our colleague, had his big Land Rover, so he was able to get us back and forward to the pool, so he was all right. He was all right in the terrain.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it was amazing. The event pretty much ran, as you say, there was a lot of people. Anyone who was already in Edinburgh on the Thursday
Yeah.
pretty much swam, and anyone who had to arrive on the Friday morning. I think by Sunday it started
Yeah.
to ease off a little, but the Friday was a bit sparse.
And the little Chinese restaurant across the road, that was open. That did a roaring trade.
Excellent.
I think it was the only 2 places open in the whole of Edinburgh almost.
I'm
but
sure that's
for a
to be
couple of
it's
days.
not necessarily recommended
No, but
pre-swim food. I'm not sure having a Chinese
it's all right for
breakfast.
commentators.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's the other bit of the pool that's available for warm-up. So it's a great facility. You've got the dive pit behind, and that's the other bit of the 50-metre pool here at Edinburgh that they've roped off for warming up and swimming down as well. So there's absolutely no excuse for not warming up and swimming down. And it looks like, well, they've got the names up on the screen. I think that may have been optimistic because we still have somebody chiseling away at the pad. I'm not sure when they came into work this morning, these lifeguards would have anticipated that this is what they would have been doing.
No. It's been a while now, delayed.
Yeah,
What,
it's been
over
good
10
fif-
minutes now?
At least, yeah, maybe 15.
We got. I do remember swimming once in Spain in competition. So I was in the final of the 100 breaststroke, and there was major delays. It was an outdoor pool. Major delays. We were delayed for about an hour and a half or something, and it just we had to swim in the dark, and it had one light at the end of the pool, one floodlight, and it was almost like swim into the light, swim into the light. But you couldn't actually see anything in the pool. Had a great time as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Are you sure you actually did the full race? Did you take
Yeah,
advantage of the dark and do half the race, Paul? Is that maybe everyone did a PB? They only swam 100
nobody
out
could
of the
see the
200.
The officials were pressing the, just guessing when we were touching the wall. There we go, we're in.
Hey.
200 breaststroke. We are back. And it is heat 1 of the 5 heats. Rory Webster in lane number 1 from Dumfries, right up at the top. Lachlan Small had a couple of good swims yesterday. He goes in lane number 2 for Stirling Swim. Nicholas Land goes in 3. He is swimming for Newcastle. We have no one in 4, but we have Alexander Turnbull, Isle of Man in lane 5. Jack Kelso from Morpeth in lane 6. And Johnny Martin and Ewan Weir touching the wall almost together from Perth City. 2 16-year-olds in 7 and 8. So, well,
And they were
these
joint
two.
Scottish national junior title winners in the 50 breaststroke. 2 swimmers from the
Oh, were
same
they?
club. And they touched at the end of the race, just like they've done there, at exactly the same time. And they were joint Scottish junior national winners in the male and open 50 breaststroke.
They could almost be twins, really. I mean, the technique is very similar.
Yeah.
And, yeah, in formation here almost, but
Well, Johnny's making a break for it, though, isn't he?
he is certainly. He's going to lead his teammate. The bragging rights. Who's that going to go to for the Perth City, the 16-year-old club championships?
Well, they've won with them, and there's been 2 or 3 Perth swimmers in this 16-year-old age group that have won Scottish junior titles. They've had a cracking meet.
Johnny is going to lead them through as he comes through to the 150, 146.61. Alexander Turnbull, Nicholas Land and Jack Kelso all coming in to the mix as well. Looks like Johnny Martin might just have this one though, but it's not all over yet. Turnbull in lane number 5, Nicholas Land in 3, and also Jack Kelso coming back very strongly there with that red and white cap of Morpeth in lane number 6, but it is going to be the red cap of Perth City. Johnny Martin has swum this really well, 226.72. What is he going to get? Big improvement.
Very nice.
So that delay didn't cause him too many issues, and well done Turnbull and Kelso and Small, and also Nicholas Land also inside the entry times, I think, or very close to the entry times for those swimmers.
They were all under, and Rory Webster was under his as well, so great swimming across the field there. And as you say, Johnny Martin took that delay in his stride. And moving into heat 2, Fraser Dow, Perth City in 1, Aidan Fothergill from Edinburgh University in 2, Dominic McCarthy, University of Stirling in 3, William Morris from the Borough of Stockton in 4, Gregor Ross from the City of Glasgow in 5, Nathaniel Shanubi, University of Stirling in 6, Robson Miles of City of Glasgow in 7, and Jasper Hall, Newcastle in 8. No, lane 3, sorry. Dominic McCarthy isn't swimming this morning. Well, it's a strong start in 6. Nathaniel Shanubi, University of Stirling. He's had some good swims this weekend, and he's gone out very strong in his first 50. Gregor Ross in this one as well. He had a super 200 IM earlier on. He's got himself into the B final of that 200 IM. Only 16-year-old Gregor. Silver medalist at National Age Groups, Youth Academy member. And he's this would be good for him having Nathaniel there. I think this will pull him along. Robson Miles, his teammate, is in 7 beside him, and those two are trying desperately hard to stick with Nathaniel. Fraser Dow going well as well over there, another Perth City swimmer. Jensen Norris was the other one that has been winning junior titles from Perth, but they've got a great setup, and they've got
Jensen Norris.
But it's Nathaniel, 105.66 with Gregor, City of Glasgow teammate Robson just behind. And William Morris, Borough Stockton swimmer in 4, trying to stick with them. But it's Nathaniel. Gregor's just pulling away from the others. The 16-year-old. He's looking strong, but Nathaniel, 2:24 entry. Going to be tough to get in the B final in this one. I think they're going to need to do a low 220, high teens. So that's quite a big improvement for both of these swimmers, but they are giving it a good shot. And Gregor is swimming faster. He's catching up Nathaniel. He's got a lot to do. I think he's going to struggle to catch him. Lane 8's coming back well as well. Jasper Hall, the Newcastle 16-year-old. But Gregor is pushing Nathaniel. And he's now down to a body length. It was 2 or 3 meters at the 100. I don't think he's going to catch him, but he is getting a good benefit from really being pushed, Gregor, by Nathaniel. And he's going to take this heat 2, and he is going to be just over 220. That's a good swim there. 221.51 for him. 222.29 for Gregor. So a couple of 2-3 second improvements for them. And it was Jasper Hall who came in fast at the end. 223.81. That's better than his entry time. Robson Miles improved on his 224.08. So some really strong swimming across the board there in the top 4 swimmers. See whether that's enough for them to get another swim. I think it might just be.
A couple of different ways of swimming that one.
Yeah.
Tony wasn't there.
Yeah.
Going out hard and hanging on and coming back in the second 100. But in this third heat of the 5 heats. David Smith, Dundee City Aquatic, Ben McAvoy from Stirling Swim. We have Andrew Arthur, University of Aberdeen Performance, George Smith, University of Stirling, Andrew Feenan from Limerick, Don Bissett from University of Stirling, Matthew Day for City of Sunderland, and Austin Williams from Edinburgh University. We're into the cyclically seeded heats, so some of the faster swimmers will be in this one. Third fastest qualifier, or entry time I should say, was George Smith, University of Stirling. He leads them through, 29.49 for him. Andrew Arthur not too far behind. Andrew Feenan as well in third position. So George Smith looking good in the early stages as he comes down now towards the halfway point. Entry time there 209.43. So only 4 swimmers I think under the 210 in terms of their entry time. So anything kind of, I don't know, in the low teens, I would think, Tony, might be able to get you into that A final.
Yeah, I think so. Low to mid. I think you've got 3 or 4 in the 9s and 10s, and it leaps up to 215. So mid-teens, I reckon. George has had a good meet. He won the 400 IM. He's also done well in some of the freestyle events. And showing good form here in this 200 meters breaststroke. And with 50 to go, he's got a clear lead over Andrew Arthur and Andrew Feenan. Andrew Arthur second in the 100 IM last night, Aberdeen swimmer. But it's definitely George Smith who's going to take this one. I wonder if he's going to ease up a little. Doesn't really need to do much more. He was going to be pretty clear into the final this evening. He's not hanging about though. This is going to be a swift heat swim for him when he didn't really need to.
Yeah, very good indeed. 210.11 for George Smith. He pushed that there on that final 50. Andrew Arthur 213 and Andrew Feenan 214.66. Well, is that going to be good enough? 214.66.
I reckon he will squeeze
in
into
that. About there.
Great swim from Andrew Arthur there. That was a nearly 2.5 second improvement. He's having a good weekend, Andrew. And, I think those first 3 have a good chance, I would think. And move into heat 4. Fraser Tetlow University of Aberdeen in 1, Conor Mitchell, Warrender in 2, Rafe Dobson, University of Stirling in 3, Rory Dixon, University of Stirling in 4, Eugene Cook, Edinburgh Uni in 5, Evan Davidson, Perth City in 6, Ben Rogers from University of Aberdeen in 7, and Toby Bullock, Midlothian in lane 8. Rory's off. Already won the 1500, I think, so had a good set of races with Matthew Randall, who comes up in the next heat, the South African. And looking good, Rory. He's the current title holder of this short course championships. Won it last year. It's where he did his time, 2:8.94. He won the British Summer Champs as well in Sheffield back in the summer. And so he really picked up, Rory. He's just stuck at it. 22-year-old. Every year in the last 3 or 4, he's just gradually improved and improved whilst at Stirling University. And showing that here, 103.6. Eugene Cook, the Irish swimmer from Edinburgh University. He was 3rd at this event last year. And
I mean, Britain over the last, decade have been incredibly strong in breaststroke, male breaststroke, especially Adam Peaty. Just kind of rewritten the record books, hasn't he? Certainly in the 100 and the 50 breaststroke, and the likes of James Wilby. It's in the 200. Ross Murdoch, I think, still Scottish record holder long course. Scottish record holder short course is Michael Jameson.
Yeah.
Incredibly quick, 2:01.43. Michael Jameson, of course,
British
silver
record
medalist in 2012. Michael Jameson, but that's an incredibly fast time, isn't it? 2:01.43 for a 200 breaststroke. Wow.
Not bad at all, and that's over 10 years now he's held that. But I guess British swimming breaststroke has been going on for generations. Adrian Muirhouse, David Wilkie, James Parrick. You know, there's just been a succession of excellent breaststrokers, and it's resurged again in the last 10 years. 2:13. So that was much closer.
One, wasn't it?
Yeah. Rory just out touching Rafe. Eugene 2:14. Evans Davidson 2:14. Well, 2:14 may not be good enough actually. So that's 7 at the 2:14 or under. And
we've got a heat 6, left. I think, Tony.
Rafe Dobson, unfortunately, there disqualified for technical infraction. So, this next heat know what they've got to do. 2:14, I think. If you're in the top 3 and you get a 2:14, you'll get through. So let's see what they do. Jacob Barnett, City of Sunderland in 1st. Matthew Garrity, City of Glasgow in lane 2. Josh Mitchell, Edinburgh Uni in 3. Matthew Randall from Tux in 4. Callum Melville, University of Stirling in 5. In 6 is Angus Allison, University of Stirling. Royce Cringellis, City of Glasgow in 7. And Jack Mitchell, University of Aberdeen in 8. Talking to record holders, Callum Melville in 5 is a Scottish junior record holder. 2:09.81. Did that a couple of years ago in this pool, in this event, if I remember rightly. He was flying at that point, and he did that 2:09.81 then. And he's swimming in lane Nottingham based at that time. He's now moved up to Stirling Uni, but it's a South African, Matthew Randall. Josh Mitchell, he's really come on again. He's one of these swimmers who's just steadily improved in the last 3 or 4 years. Was at Warrender, now at Edinburgh Uni, and has really come on strong. Has Josh Mitchell. He's in 2nd at the moment in lane 3. Callum Melville trying to stick with him, and then Matthew Randall, the South African champion, out in a 1:01.75. I think that's the quickest we've seen. And Josh Mitchell 1:03. That's about what Rory went out in the last heat. So these 3 are looking pretty good. They need to get in that 13. 13 will guarantee them, I think. Matthew's going to go much faster than that unless he really slows down in the final 50. He doesn't really need to go any harder. He's almost guaranteed a space in the final if he carries on and doesn't get himself DQ'd. That's a 34. So yeah, he's looking at a 1:10.11 time if he just keeps on that pace. The others are in that 13-14 territory. So
was it Evan Davison 2:14? I think 73 was it? In 6th place at the moment. So anything in that top, well, 2:14.73 probably the target for the 3rd place swimmer. See if he can scrape in. I think the top 2 are going to be safe enough. Going to be 2:11.28 for Matthew Randall. Will be safely into that final. Oh, 2:14.51. I think it might just be those two.
He might just be 7th or 8th. I think that is going to be tight.
Yeah, I think he'll be in. I think
they both will, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Callum will. Oh, there you go. That's the heat there. 2:11, 2:14 right the way through to 2:22 for Jack Mitchell. This will be your provisional A final. Evan Davison just sneaks in.
Yeah, well, it's 2:14 right enough. Tony, you were right enough.
Doesn't
so you
happen
trusted your instincts.
Doesn't happen very often. And there we go. That's the provisional B final. So Nathaniel Sanubi just missed out. That was a swim in the 2nd heat. And he just missed out on that B final.
And he's going down to the minor places, down to 32. And there's the final swimmers. Just the one disqualification, unfortunately. And that did affect the top 8 times, I think. The disqualified swimmer might have been in that top 8 if that swim had stood, but wasn't to be. And the 200 butterfly is now on its way. So we're slightly behind schedule because of that time delay, but stick with us. A few more events for us to enjoy. 200 butterfly, 100 backstroke to follow for the male and the open. We've got the 100 IM for the female, and finish off with the 400 freestyle. So that's all still to come. 200 butterfly, though, on their way, and 4 swimmers in this first of the 5 heats. Louise Connell, City of Glasgow, the top swimmer there in lane number 3. Nadeem Wilson Borough of Stockton. Ciara Pemble in lane number 5 from Best, the Borders Elite Swim Team, and Katie Noble back in the water again for Newcastle, just coming through in 4th position there. So 2:28 through to 2:29, so not much in between the times, the entry times for all the swimmers. Ciara Pemble, saw her have a couple of good swims yesterday. I think it was yesterday afternoon, actually, Tony, wasn't it? In quick succession, she did a couple of really fast swims.
Yep, she had a good 100 fly yesterday afternoon. She went really hard and just stuck at it.
It's a nice technique there, nice good shot there. The arms coming in very close to the front, so Ciara Pemble got to try and keep that technique going for the second 100. Not always easily said, but not always easily done in a 200 fly.
It's a killer, and she'll enjoy that shot looking back on the live stream. Well, Ciara and her coach, that was a perfect, nice 10-second close-up of her technique and what she's doing well in this race, and she is looking strong. This is where it starts to hurt, though. And you can misjudge a 200 fly by a half a second or a second on these middle 50s, and all of a sudden it can be really, really quite uncomfortable. But so far, that's not the case for Ciara.
I never ever did many 200 flies, only about 3 or 4, but I never thought I ever nailed one of them perfectly.
I think they are.
It wasn't an event that I did that often, but
there's an art to them, I think. No, I think I avoided 200 fly as best as I could. Yeah, when it's swum well, it's an amazing race to get right, but I think it can be one of those ones that punishes you if you just get it slightly wrong. But it looks like these two have managed to manage their pace well. Ciara Pemble coming in, 2:28.15. Oh, that's nice. 2.5 improvement for her. 2:28.26, just slightly over for Nadine, her entry. But that was a well-judged race for Ciara. Kept that pace pretty even, and she takes that first heat. That's a confirmed result on the screen. We're going to move on to Heat 2. And the swimmers in this one are Emma Creaney, Aberdeen Performance in 1. Ella Smith and Burstockton in 2. Heidi Carr, Newcastle in 3. Kirsty Gilmore, South Lanarkshire in 4. Gabby Freeman, Morpeth 5. Ellen Denny, Gary in 6. Ellen Dooley, University College Dublin in 7. And Jennifer Smith from the Borough of Stockton in lane 8. 226.1 to 227.9. Reasonably close. So actually Heidi Carr in 3 isn't swimming, so only 7 in this one. And, early running, Gabby Freeman and Ellen Denny, 2 16-year-olds, one from Morpeth, one from Gary.
It's a closer one in the early stages, this one, isn't it? Kira Pimble was away and clear, but she was caught up at the end almost by Nadine Wilson, just holding on, but it's a bit of a closer contest here, this one. Lane 5, Gabby Freeman. Lane 6, Ellen Denny. 2 at the top, Emma Creaney and Ella Smith having their own private battle side by side.
Yeah.
Kirsty Gilmore in there as well. And in fact, Emma Creaney and Ella Smith go over absolutely locked together there at the 50 metre, 32.21. I don't know what they're going to be at the 100, maybe Emma Creaney just leading at the top. Gabby Freeman though at the front of the field, with Ellen Denny in 2nd position now, and yeah, pretty close with the other positions right across the pool.
Yep, so Gabby won the Swim England summer meet in this event, and she's just showing a bit of that form here. Ellen Denny trying to keep with her. She got a bronze at the Scottish summer meet, so some good form early in the year from both of these swimmers, and Gabby is looking strong on this one. And but it's still close enough for Ellen Denny. She can make a surge on this last 50, sorry. And as you say, over there it's still pretty close. Only 100th between Emma Creaney and Ella Smith. They've been at it hammer and tongs the whole race.
Well matched, these two.
But Gabby is digging in. You can see there, just slight change in stroke. A slight hang on the wall, get a breath. 1:25 to go. Ellen looking strong, but I think Gabby is going to hold on. She's managed this one well. Ellen is slightly coming back at her, but I think Gabby's got enough to hold it off. 2:26.25, and this is a nice swim from her. 2:22.73, so 4-second improvement for her. Ellen Denny a couple of seconds up for her as well. That was a really nicely judged swim by Gabby. And who won that battle of...
Oh well, I think it was a DQ unfortunately, so that head to head was all for nothing really on that DQ. Well, certainly for Ella Smith it was, but
yeah,
unfortunately it was a nice race though, wasn't it, for us to enjoy.
It must be pretty demoralising doing a 200 fly.
Yeah.
Finding it all for nothing. Okay, hopefully it doesn't happen to any of these swimmers in Heat 3. Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow in 1. Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow in 2. Orla McInnes, Heart of Midlothian in 3. Lucy Grieve of University of Stirling in 4. Niamh Savary, lane 5, Newcastle swimmer. Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire in 6. Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow in 7. And Amber Hinton back in the pool from Dumfries in lane 8. So this is the first of the circle seeded heats. Lucy Grieve, fastest into this one. Was silver medalist behind Ciara Slosson in this event last year. And as you might expect, probably better known as a sprinter, 100, 1500, but no slouch at this 200 either, Lucy. And 2:87 entry. It's definitely improved in these distance events in the last 2 or 3 years. And gone out very strong already. Big lead. I mean, she's got 10 seconds on the rest of the field, so you would expect that to be the case. And the others all just have to swim their own race, not get distracted by Lucy's fast start here. Otherwise they could suffer for that a bit later on. So it's Niamh Savary and Evie Mackey, youngster from South Lanarkshire. She's won a couple of junior national titles this weekend, Evie. junior national squad member, was second in this event at the Snags, behind Coco Croxford, who's still to come. But it's a good battle between Nae Savary and Evie Mackey, also going strong, and a good battle over there. Orla McInnes and Alice Cumming. Orla just edging it at the moment, but pretty dominant swim here from Lucy Grieve.
Yeah, Lucy's been one of these ones coming through the ranks in recent years. Had a great British Championships Olympic trials earlier on this year. Certainly making a mark on the GB scene as well as here in Scotland, and she's got Kiana McInnes, who she'll come up against. Two University of Stirling swimmers. She'll come up against Kiana McInnes very often. And Lucy Grieve pushing Kiana McInnes in the races we've seen so far at these championships. But 2:11.79, great swim from Lucy Grieve, comfortable, and that will certainly see her in, you would guess, one of the centre lanes, certainly one of the centre 4 lanes for that A final tonight. Niamh Savary in second, might be good enough. 2:19.75 might be an important touch to get in ahead of Evie Mackey, the 15-year-old from South Lanarkshire, who finishes in third. 2:20.93 might be good enough for the A final, but maybe just
sub 2:20 will, I think, definitely get you in. That Evie may well. She did that with the 400 freestyle yesterday. She just did an excellent heat swim and managed to get herself in an outside lane in that 400 free A final.
Well, your predictions are going well so far,
well,
Tony.
some
So
have been
2:20
a bit hit and miss, but you only remember the good ones, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. Don't mention the others.
Exactly. So in this one, Ashley Drake, Warrender in 1, Alice Ward, Burrows Stockton in 2, Zara Kravich, East Lothian in 3, Ciara Slosson, Edinburgh Union 4, Tash McDonald from University of Stirling in 5, Tony Jameson, University of Aberdeen in 6, Beth Richardson, Tynemouth in 7, Catherine Body, University of Aberdeen in lane 8. Ciara is the reigning champion at this meet from last year, where she did her entry, 2:08.24. Good race, that one. It was her and Lucy Grieve were at it, hammer and tongs, half a second between them at the end of it. Zara Kravich second at the moment. Catherine Buddy, this district champion Zara, won the junior final at Edinburgh International here back in March, and she's going strong. But just behind Tash McDonald from University of Stirling in 5. But no doubt about Ciara, 61.6. That's a solid start there. Just about very similar to what Lucy Grieve went out in. I don't know, Lucy just edged back a little bit, I think.
Yeah, another. It's kind of following the same format as the previous heat. One swimmer like well ahead of the others. We might see that in the last heat as well, possibly. This is heat 4 of the 5 heats. A good tussle though for second. Tash McDonald and Tony Jameson in 5 and 6. And again, the touch as they get to second place on the wall might be all important. 50 metres to go for Ciara Slosson. Going through there in 1:36.30. She has a lead of around about 8 seconds, just over 8 seconds. So another dominant performance. Again, we could be in for another cracking final. Lucy Grieve on good form, Ciara Slosson on good form, Kiana McInnes on good form as well.
Yep.
But Ciara Slosson going to claim that place. Let's see how she compares to Lucy Grieve. She's just faster, 0.1. Not
bad. So very even pacing across those two swimmers. Where do these two come in? 22-22. Oh, I think that 2:20 in the previous heat's going to get Eve Mackey into that final. So there we go. Here's Slosson, and then pretty close between Tash and Tony. They're going to be touching on that A final. All will be revealed in about 2.5 minutes. Kirsty Brechin, lane 1 from Aberdeen. Becky Watson, Burrows Stockton in 2. Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, Derwent's in Gateshead in 3. Kiana McInnes from University of Stirling in 4. Seren Talentire, Morpeth in 5. Faye Rogers, University of Aberdeen in 6. Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow in 7. And Eve Hallisey, the Newcastle swimmer, in lane 8. So into this final heat, I think we're going to have a similar pattern to the previous heats. One swimmer, as you said, Paul, dominating, and the others.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to see past Kiana McInnes this one. Sarah Talentire, those had a busy weekend, so heard her name mentioned a number of times. Sarah Talentire, it's always a sign that if you're getting a name mentioned in commentary, that you're right at the front of your heat. And Sarah Talentire, we've heard that name become familiar with us over the last couple of days, but Kiana McInnes, Scottish record holder, 205.51, is going to be very difficult to beat. I think just missed out in the final at the Olympic Games in Paris. Of course, a great record over the past few years. And talking about Paris, Faye Rogers, Paralympic champion in the S10 classification. Faye Rogers won the gold in that 100 butterfly, 200 butterfly. Not a Paralympic event, so Faye Rogers in lane number 6. It's not a Paralympic event for her. I was an S10 swimmer as well, Tony, so that's why I didn't do too many 200 flies.
Did you pay them not to have it as an event?
Well, I think I would have been all right at it, actually. I like my distance event. I didn't have the strength of the sprinters, but I was all right at the distance events. Didn't mind them. But
there's distance and there's 200 fly.
And well, yeah, that is true.
Seren, good swim here from Seren. She's really not been afraid to do her own thing and not worry about what Kiana's doing. She's trying to keep up with her, but she could have worried that she was going to be getting pulled out in a too fast a time, but I suspect Kiana's going to do around 2:11, 2:12, and so Seren would have known that how she feels and what she needs to do. And it's been a good swim, and it is going to be around 2:10. 2:10.04. Seren's going to come in around about her entry, just under 2:13.20. So that's a nice swim from her. Should be pleased with that. And then in comes Faye, and she's going to be in that A final, I think, as is Evie O'Halloran Hudson. So good first four there. That's a good swim from Faye.
2:21.01. And she's Scottish record holder. Just
outside that.
Check there, yeah. 2:21.90 was the Scottish record. So that could be inside that Scottish record for Faye Rogers, 2:21.02.
There you have the finalist, down to Evie. So it's 2:21 got you in. Evie Mackey does make it. Tash McDonald just missing out. Orla there, joint 10. And a 10th and 11th with Tony. So Catherine Bodie will get into that one. So I say that is provisional. We just need to wait for this afternoon's swimming.
I'll just check those records for Faye Rogers in the S10 classification. That's definitely inside the Scottish record. It might be inside the British as well, Tony.
Very good.
So we'll just check that. She will be hopefully back taking her place in the final. Yep. So yeah, hopefully she'll improve on that.
Fantastic.
So well done, Faye.
Excellent. First British record, if that is the case, of the weekend. Moving on now, male and open 100 back. Daniel Payton in 1. Tynemouth swimmer. Ewan Beatty, University of Aberdeen in 3. Corey Phillip, Perth City in 4. Finlay Bruce, Perth City in 5. James Kilpatrick, the Carnegie swimmer, in lane 6. A start. James may have slipped on the wall there, I think, unfortunately for him. Got a lot of coming back to do, and he's basting this first 25, but that's a shame. See if he can just focus on his race and get back with these swimmers. And strong swim from Finlay Bruce start there, 28.55. And it's Finlay and Daniel Payton who are taking this one on. Daniel coming back strong on this second 50. Who gets the best turn? I think it was Finlay there. Really good turn from Finlay. and he was getting challenged at that turn, but he's now a body length ahead as he comes into the wall. 59.1 entry, nice. 58.74, 59.56 for Corey, just over his entry time, and Daniel Payton in third place.
Sorry, Tony, I've just been checking up that Faye Rogers time. It's just 2:20.91 is the British record, so Scottish record actually was listed as slightly slower. I know that Faye was an English swimmer. She's just now representing Scotland, so that might be why the British record
because her entry time was a 2:20.91.
Yeah, so could be a Scottish record, but not quite a British record.
But only
she did that as an
tenths
English.
of a second off, though. It was 2:21 point, wasn't it?
Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight.
Very good. So we're too early to claim a British record there.
Yes.
So
yes.
Okay, I'll stand corrected.
But the predictions laid down.
Into heat 2 in this one, Isaac Buchan, Borough Stockton in 1, Edward Bell from Seagulls in 2, Logan Jackson, University of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Jack Docherty, Simpson, City of Glasgow in 4, Greer van der Meulen, Stirling Swim in 5, Maxim Shamrila, University of Stirling in 6, and 7 is Ethan Collins from Stirling Swim, and Ethan Stewart, South Lanarkshire in lane 8.
A good start there in lane 3. Logan Jackson. I haven't seen Logan Jackson yesterday get off to good starts in most of his events. Maxim Shamrila just coming back now in lane number 6, 27.10. Isaac Buchan in third spot, but Jackson still in the mix in lane 3. But Shamrila going really well in lane number 6. Maxim Shamrila, the oldest in the field, University of Stirling swimmer, might hold off that challenge. Jack Docherty Simpson coming back, but it is going to be Maxim Shamrila. 56.00. Great swim, almost a 2-second improvement there for the University of Stirling swimmer. Jack Docherty Simpson also in the 56 range. You'll be pleased with that. Isaac Buchan coming through from the outside lane for third, and Logan Jackson held on, early leader, to get an improvement of 2/100ths of a second.
Every 100th counts, and Maxim had a good 200 yesterday, so following that up to 100 today. Harry Sharp, lane 1 for Warren de Baths in this heat 3. David O'Loughlin, University College Dublin in 2. William Ellis from Borough Stockton in 3. Jack Skerry, Bath Performance Centre in 4. Aberdeen Dolphins, Dean Fern in 5, Andrew Bodie from Edinburgh Uni in 6, Cameron Jameson, Repton in 7, and Logan van der Meulen. Just seen older brother Greer in the previous heat.
Dean Fern, do you think an attempt at the record this morning? Why wouldn't you really? You've got 2 chances of getting that record.
Every time he swims, he's not far off it, is he? So 53.47 is his Scottish junior record. So we'll see. Got company though, Jack Skerry. It's no slouch, Jack. He won this event last year, Jack. Entry time 52.09. 6th in that Olympic trials. And he's definitely out hard in this one. Turning 25.22. Dean 0.3 behind him. And 0.7 ahead of William Ellis. So these two are well clear. I'm going to definitely make the final this evening, and it's all about the time now. Jack Skerry, how hard is he going in this heat? I'm sure he wouldn't want to have got beaten by Dean, so he will not be taking it easy for sure. 51.97, well he's not.
Oh, look at that time for Dean Fern. He's inside that junior record, Tony. That's an excellent swim for Dean Fern. He smashed that.
Yeah.
53.00. The record was 53.47. So Dean Fern has done it again. Another junior record.
Number 3 or 4 of the weekend. Jack Skerry also improved his entry time. So I suspect that if that's not a PB, it's pretty close to it for him. So both of those swimmers pushed each other on to fantastic performances. See what Matthew Ward and Scott Gibson have got to say about that. Jacob Brown in 1. Ted Castor swimmer. Robert Burgess, Edinburgh Uni in 2. Jordan McPhail, Edinburgh Uni in 3. Matthew Ward from the Bath Performance Centre in 4. Scott Gibson, Edinburgh Uni in 5. Lewis Maxwell from Derwentside and Gateshead in 6. Nikolai Cisnet, City of Glasgow in 7. And in lane 8, Jack McGann, University of Stirling. Matthew Ward is the current senior Scottish record holder. Took that record from, I think, Scott Gibson, who's lying in lane 5.
Oh well, side by side. Matthew Ward and Scott Gibson. I wonder where this one is going to go. They are over pretty much together. Matthew Ward and Scott Gibson, very similar reaction time as well at the start. But Ward now just beginning to show at the front of the field. Look at that, a second advantage over Scott Gibson. Jordan McPhail in third place in 3. Lewis Maxwell going well in the centre lane, also in lane number 6. But Matthew Ward's got this one sewn up, I think. Scott Gibson is in his wake at the minute. It's almost a full body length lead. It is a body length lead actually for Ward. Jordan McPhail coming back, but let's have a look at the clock for Ward, and it's a very fast time, 52.11 for Matthew Ward. Jordan McPhail coming through really strongly for second, and Scott Gibson in third in 54.22. So again, another couple of swimmers in the 54 range. Matthew Ward though looking great, 52.11.
That's going to be a good final. We've still got Cam Booker to come. He's in lane 4 in this one, Bath Performance swimmer. In lane 1 it's Rhys Blackett, Newcastle. In lane 2 Conor Massey, City of Glasgow. Jamie Ferguson, University of Aberdeen, is in 3. Cameron Booker in 4, as I've said. Zach Speakman, University of Stirling in 5. Finlay Davis, University of Stirling in lane 6. Lucas Brown from University of Stirling in 7. Edinburgh University's Callum Peebles in lane 8.
So another Bath swimmer, Cam Brooker in the centre lane. Well, we've seen Jack Skerry and Matthew Ward, 2 Bath swimmers, take the first 2 heats. Are we going to get 3 in a row?
Been 1, 2, 3 in
yeah,
all the others, I think, haven't they? No,
Duncan was talking about the Battle of Bath yesterday. I thought it was something out of the English Civil War or something like that, but no, it was these 3 backstrokers.
This is backstrokers, but they've been brilliant this weekend. It's good to have them here. They do like this meet. They've been the last few years. And look at that start from Cam. He's known for his starts and turns, Cam Brooker. Almost getting the full 15 on that one. And Zach Speakman going with him though. No slouch,
Yeah.
Zach Speakman, 52.32 entry. And he's pushing Cam all the way on their inside. Jamie Ferguson, he's swimming really well up in Aberdeen, the Lothian swimmer, now up there now for 2 or 3 years.
It's great to watch the skills, isn't it, for these guys, these top backstrokers, the skills they've got off the wall and the turns.
Oh, look at that,
Fantastic.
easing in as he came there. I don't think Cameron had a lot in the bag left for that one. Jamie should be in that final.
Yeah, they'll both be in it. The result is confirmed.
Yeah.
Still waiting for confirmation of that one. Here we go.
So Jamie Ferguson should make that as well.
Yeah, Dean Fair might be there, should be there as well.
There we go.
Have another crack at see if we can break that record, get it under the 53 mark. So 4 on the 52 seconds. Bath 1, 2 and 3. Zach Speakman, the only other one under the 53 seconds. William Ellis will just miss out on the top 8, will be in the B final. Nicolais, isn't it, the youngster?
So yeah, he
Glasgow should
holds
be
the
there.
Scottish age group record at his age. He beat Dean Fern's record, so that shows the kind of standard that Nicolais is on. So he has a shot at that again this evening. 55.78 is his record, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
Also for this 100 backstroke, so Isaac Buchan, the man who just misses out on that C final as they stand. He might get a swim, you know. They'll be first reserve at the minute, of course, this afternoon to come. So no guarantee that we're going to have all the 24 swimmers in for the final, especially on the Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you do
some of the
find
teams.
some swimmers do need to make a move for travel or whatever. So the drop-off tends to happen on Sunday evening, if at all. Onto the female 100 IM, Abby McNerney, Inverclyde in 1, Jasmine Smith, Lerwick in 2, Jade Blake, University of Stirling in 3, Katie Coventry, Morpeth in 4, Ruby Robinson from Tadcaster in 5, Catherine Bodie, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Emily McGee, Dundee City Aquatics in 7, Ailey Armstrong, Edinburgh University in 8. So Abby in lane 1, she won the junior title for the 100 fly last night, I think, so not surprising to see her go out so quick in that first leg. But the quickest is Jade Blake from the University of Stirling on this first half of the race, only just ahead of Abby. Ailey Armstrong was East Lothian swimmer, now at Edinburgh University. Coming through strong in 4, Katie Coventry from Morpeth, good breaststroker, and she's really surged on that breaststroke, as has Emily McGee, Dundee City Aquatics. So who's going to take this? It's pretty close, really. Maybe lane 3. Jade Blake back in the lead, and it's going to be Jade, I think, with Abby McNerney coming in fast, just missing out on that one. So 107.08, so a nice improvement for her. Abby McNerney second in a 107.24, and then Katie Coventry it was who came third. So that was a nice race.
Yeah, well done, Jade. Second of the 5 heats, Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow, Anna Finlay, Derwentside and Gateshead. Alice Cumming goes in the middle lane, City of Glasgow. Nuala Gow from Gary next to her. They go in 4 and 5. Caitlin Frame from first in lane 6. Charlotte Thompson, Midlothian in 7. And Sophia Kelly from Tadcaster in lane number 8. Another good start from lane 1. We saw that in the first heat. This time it's Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim, possibly leading them out on the butterfly again. Very close in terms of entry times. Alice Cumming the fastest, but only about half a second faster than the slowest, which was Sophia Kelly right down here in lane number 8. It is still Perry Scobie, just with the 7/100th advantage over Caitlin Frame, going well in lane number 6. See what Nuala Gow can do with that blue cap of Geary in the middle, and she's really making a charge here. I think she might just take it ahead of Perry Scobie, but there's not much in it. But Nuala Gow very, very fast on that breaststroke. Can she hold it now on the freestyle? Looking very good, lane 5. I think she is going to go away from Perry Scobie here. Entry time for Nuala Gow 107.43, and that's been smashed to 106.44, almost exactly a second faster than that entry time of 107.43.
Lovely swim there. Even on 100 IM, having a strong breaststroke clearly has an advantage. I do think it levels out slightly in the 100, but still very important. Now we have our lineup for Heat 3. Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow in 1. Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire in 2. Georgia Else, Tux in 3. Grace Davison, Ards in 4. Susan McNair, University of Stirling in 5. Laurie Devine is not swimming. Ellie Kennedy in 7 for City of Glasgow. Faith Yuda, lane 8 for Edinburgh University. So 7 in the field. And there we have Grace Davison, has performed very well across numerous events this weekend, and she's got the lead over Susie McNair. Susie now at University of Stirling. It's Grace though, that's the fastest split we've seen by quite a margin. Susie not too far behind. Evie Mackey, she's had a very busy weekend and a successful one in lane 2, so she's coming through, but fast through now is Georgia Else from Tux, breaststroker. So Grace Davison has been leading this one from the beginning. Susie McNair sticking with her, and a good tussle between Evie Mackey and Georgia Else over there. That could be important for getting in that A final. 102.24 for Grace. That is Evie Mackey that touches into third behind Susie McNair in second. That could well see the difference for Evie and Georgia between an A or a B final, but we will see. But no doubt about it, Grace Davison takes that one, 62 point.
Yeah, a few returning swimmers from that 200 fly. Seren Talent are back in the water again there in lane 5. There's the lineup for heat number 4. Eve Wood from Orkney in 1. Ailey Robertson from South Ayrshire in 2. Kathleen Dawson, expect her to be away fast in certainly the first half of this IM. She goes in lane 3. Katie Goodburn goes in lane number 4. Edinburgh University. Seren Talentire from Morpeth back in again in lane 5. Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in 6. Josephine Klein, we had a good day yesterday, she goes in 7. And Zoe Holligan from University of Aberdeen Performance goes in lane number 8. Well, that's as expected. Kathleen Dawson way in the lead at the halfway point. In fact, it's given the Seren Talentire as the touch there. I thought Kathleen Dawson was ahead there at that touch.
Something went wrong with
eyes deceiving us.
No, I think something went wrong with the pads there.
So Dawson now being caught by Katie Goodburn. Katie Goodburn very strong in the second half of this IM. Expect her to hold that lead, but Dawson and Talentire coming back strongly in the middle. Dawson might just take this one in lane number 3. Kathleen Dawson showing her class there, and she will take it 102.73. Nothing wrong with the pads at the finish, thank goodness. A good swim from Kathleen Dawson there.
Didn't expect her to catch back up with Katie. Katie retaining as the current champion, so she's got a fight in her hand to retain that title. But Seren Talentire just behind as well, so I think those 3 should be comfortably in. But it's going to be 103.
Yeah,
there's plenty of swimmers in this next heat who have the ability. 4 of them have the ability to get within that range. So let's see, if not more. Layla Weatherspoon in lane 1, Hart Midlothian. Lara Turner from Aquatic in Newcastle in 2. Caitlin Ebbage, University of Stirling in 3. Katie Shanahan from the University of Stirling in 4. Anna Morgan, Edinburgh University in 5. Florence Tinsley, University of Stirling in 6. Emily Maxwell, Derwentside and Gateshead in 7. And Julia Salah. It's alright, lane 6 not in. Florence not swimming. Should have looked up. Oh, this is close. 6 swimmers at the top there, and 5 of them pretty much in a line. Difference on the turns, and it's lane 4. No surprise, Katie Shanahan getting the better of the turn. Caitlin Ebbage going with her, also a good backstroker. It's Katie Shanahan, Caitlin. So that's up with the fastest first 50 that we've had already. That turn from Katie. Pulls away. I think Anna Morgan in 5 to be coming back strong on this leg. It's only 25 metres though, so got to make a lot of that in a very short distance, but she has. Right into second, ahead of Caitlin. What's going to happen on this freestyle leg? Looks like Katie Shanahan and Anna Morgan now pulling away. Caitlin Ebbage fighting off Lara Turner. But no doubt about the winner of this heat. 102.37. Anna Morgan second. And Caitlin Ebbage third. She's going to be on the cusp of that A final, I think.
It's going to be a good final, this one.
Is, yeah.
Katie Shanahan, Scottish record holder Katie Shanahan, actually 59.78. I'm a bit of surprise. I don't normally see Katie as a sprinter. She's very good IM.
Yeah, I think she set that record in the heats last year. Here.
Oh. There's the finalists. Grace Davison leads the way. Shanahan in second. Kathleen Dawson in third. Morgan, Goodburn, McNair will be there. Evie Mackey just missing out on that A final, but not by much. Rebecca Reid will make it into the B final at 106.62. And the C finalist at the moment, it's Julie Salah. Oh, look at that, Tony. Equal 22nd. A couple of swimmers in there in this afternoon.
So, and this event is often one that people in the afternoon do make it into the C finals, so you may well get your wish and get a swim off at some point. See what we can do. Persuade some swimmers in the afternoon to go very fast. So we're moving on to the final event of this morning's swimming. We've made up good time. We're only about 5-10 minutes behind from that pad drama, and we've got the male and open 400 free. We've got 5 heats of this.
Don't speak too soon though, Tony.
Oh, they're back. Oh, you saw something I didn't. Come on, Ralph, get it fixed.
They're off for
I want to just limp through with this one, won't they? Just to get it through to the get a break and then see whether they need to fix the thing.
I don't know what the issue is here. There certainly was a little bit of an issue with that. Certainly that IM with Kathleen Dawson. She certainly looked like she was coming into the wall first, and they had her in third or something, wasn't it?
That was the other end. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
One of
it was
these
the other
little
end.
things
But
is-
oh,
Ralph's
There
really
you go.
going for it, isn't he?
I just see that. You never see these.
You
You never
don't.
see this. This is behind the
I'm
scenes
not
stuff.
sure Ralph will be too pleased that he's got a few hundred people sitting watching his handiwork on a live stream, but or maybe he is. Maybe he'll be pleased with that.
As long as he
As
doesn't
long as, he
fall
knows,
in.
as long as he knows what he's doing, I suppose.
Just
that's
doesn't fall in, he'll be all right. Don't reach down too far.
So good.
There's a little crowd in the corner there. It's kind of thinned out a little bit. It was quite busy earlier in the
Yeah.
morning. One event to go, of course. And once you go past that walkway, the steps, that's the swimmers are on the left-hand side. But there's a little crowd gathering for the final event that we're coming to see, the 400 freestyle male and open this morning.
Yeah, been good crowds in the heats and the afternoon session and the final.
Yeah, Ralph's still working his magic. Those pads. So 400 freestyle to come. We kind of previewing that a little bit earlier this morning. Jack
Yeah.
McMillan and Luke Hornsey go in that final heat. So that should be a good one.
Should be, although I'm sure they'll just want to be pacing that one to get into the final in a good lane. But you never know. I think Jack's actually been going out pretty hard in his heat swims this weekend. I don't think they've swum anything else this morning. Oh dear, that's... Somebody hold on to Ralph's feet, please. Well, that's going beyond the line of duty, isn't it? I hope he's got a spare t-shirt. He's going to be... And Dixon just supervising over there in the far distance, Perth coach.
Yeah, everyone's a critic. Everyone's supervising. No, you shouldn't do it that way. Oh, no. I would do it this way.
So that's what it's got to look like.
Yeah.
So that's the before and after shots. So
Yeah.
looks like one of them.
Oh,
You know
but
it's wrong if the black's got to be stripy bit in the middle.
Aye.
So,
It's only three swimmers. Are there three swimmers? I can't even see the three
Yeah.
swimmers at the other end. Oh, there's two there. Oh, yeah, one in the back as well. So just three in this first heat of the 400. And again, 5 heats there.
yeah.
That's everyone waiting about for the technical problems to be fixed. Not much more we can do.
No. Just looking at the rest of the field. We've got some juniors, Scottish juniors for that junior national title. They will have to... The way it works with the finals, it's if you're a junior swimmer and you're in an A final, and there's no other juniors in there, you automatically get the title, assuming you finish. But even if somebody in a B final who's a junior does a faster time than you, they've got to be in the best final that you can be in to win those titles. So
Our
getting
media
in-
team don't like being on camera, do they? It's behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is
normally.
action behind the
the
scenes.
camera,
Yeah.
not in front of the camera. Duncan and I were on yesterday.
Where are you? How did you manage that?
Well, I don't know.
Did you have to run down to the poolside to get on, or did you, they came
No.
up specially to see you, did they? Wow,
That's right.
that's nice
Doesn't
for you.
often
There
happen.
is
They didn't even put us in makeup.
a
for,
face behind the voice.
Yeah, you don't often see us on there.
That's
So there's
probably-
the remaining teams. Just one event to go, of course, so people will be gone for their lunch already. Most of the teams have gone for their lunch in preparation for the finals tonight
Yeah.
and the heats to come in the afternoon. But I think the problems have been solved. Ralph has worked his magic again. And the first of the 5 heats of the 400 freestyle is now underway. Kai Connolly, South Lanarkshire in 3, Callum Sinclair from West Lothian in 4, and Liam Dawson from University of Stirling, closest to us, in lane number 5. The entry times 4:13, all of them in the 4:13 range. So on paper, we're in for a close race.
Yep. Although Liam has done a 4:12 more recently than his entry time, and he is the one that's gone off. So maybe looking to improve even further on that. And Callum Sinclair had an excellent 1500 last night, if I remember rightly. Really strong 1500. He took it out from the beginning, and then he swam a 200 fly. Did the 1500 in the afternoon, and had a 200 fly in the evening, which is, I think, a pretty tough ask on within about 2.5 hours of each other. Swam well in both, but the 1500 in particular was special. So I think he'll be feeling confident having done that going into this race, because he really stuck at it all the way through, and he got stronger and stronger and stronger as he went through that race. So coming into this 400, you'd think he'll know he's got the back end strength to keep going. And after a pacey start from Liam Dawson, it is Callum now just ahead, and these two will hopefully push each other to a good swim in this 400. Could be their last swims of the weekend. Not sure they're doing anything this afternoon, so they'll want to make sure they finish as well as they can.
Yeah, good to let you've got someone side by side, push each other on. Of course, swimmers should be swimming their own race. They'll have their own tactics. Certainly for a 400 freestyle, they'll have their own race plans. But it's always good to have someone alongside you, as long as you don't get sucked into someone else's race.
Yep.
That's the difficulty, isn't it? You
Can be
get
tricky.
someone who's going out really fast, and if that's not your race plan, then yeah, sometimes that can cause issues later on in the race. But
That's a nice
he's
shot.
through.
Callum looks strong
Yeah,
there, doesn't
great.
he? Oh, there's no lane markers here, no length lap markers, Callum.
Oh,
Can just
250
lose
gone.
focus of where you are. I have seen in the 400s a race where people do sometimes finish early, because you don't get lap markers. It is 16 length short course, and sometimes you can just lose concentration and have I done 350 or have I done 400?
Yeah.
Happened to one of the swimmers in the women's 400 free, I think.
It did, yeah. She stopped with 50 to go. One of the leaders as well. She was right up there in the mix. So let's hope it doesn't happen here.
No,
That's
that would
it.
be unfortunate.
300 mark, 3:03.09 for Callum Sinclair.
So
Has a
this is-
lead of almost 2 seconds now over
So this
Liam
is
Dawson.
way faster than entry. This is 406 territory. 406, 407 if he can keep this up. If not faster. So this is he is building on that 1500 yesterday, Callum. He's not got it. Liam's trying to stick with him, and Liam's going a lot faster than his entry as well. This is a good race. 50 to go. It's a 31 again. So yeah, this is looking very good for both of these swimmers.
Liam picked up there, half
Yeah.
a second.
And he's coming back at them. Well, this is a cracking finish. Oh, we're in for a stonker here.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to
Really
the
is.
touch
Look
now.
at Liam. You can see him surging through now with 10 metres to go. I think Callum's going to hold on though, but they spurred themselves onto a really super swimming there. 4:05, 74. I mean, that's 8 seconds. That's a lot in a 400.
Yeah.
It really is a lot.
Brilliant
Great swimming
stuff.
from both of them there. They should be chuffed to bits with that.
Yep. Both congratulating each other at the end of the pool there.
Good to see.
Nice warm handshake between the two. As Kai Connolly finishes the distance to round out that first heat. So heat number 2 will be quickly following. We see Panos Angelakis in 1, Sam Wright from Tadcaster in 2, Oscar Churnside from Geary in 3, Ewan Jones, University of Stirling in lane 5, Tom Jeffords, Ren 96 in lane 5, Ewan Jones in 4 actually, Tom Jeffords in 5, Alfie Churches, City of Glasgow in 6, Thomas Traynor in 7 from South Lanarkshire, and Matthew Sawyers from Wigan. 15-year-old, the youngest in the field from Wigan, he goes in lane number 8. Well, right in the centre, Tom Jeffords going well, Ren 96 in lane number 5. Alfie Churches looking good as well, City of Glasgow in 6. It could be those two who come to the wall first. Yeah, 6/100 separating those two. Oscar Churnside and Ewan Jones locked together at 28.17. Oscar won junior title
1500,
yesterday.
yeah, he did a great swim, 16:02 or something in his 1500. It was about a 30-second improvement on his entry time. Swam really well. It was hard because he was in that last heat with people going, a minute faster than him, but he didn't let it distract him. Back to what you were saying earlier on, you've got to swim your own race, and he certainly did that. He had a super swim.
Alfie Church is looking good there at the 100 mark, 57.85. Tom Jeffords right there as well. Still those two leading them through. One line down from the leader is Thomas Traynor, might well be in third spot. And still Oscar Churnside and Ewan Jones. Again, pretty close, but Oscar Churnside maybe this is a little bit of an advantage here as they come to the 150. But still, lots of swimmers in contention here.
Yeah.
Maybe the top 5, you wouldn't write any of them out just yet.
Nope, this is good. They've taken up the challenge of Liam and Callum from the previous heats. They swam faster than any of these guys have got in their entry, but they're having a great race between 4 or 5 of them here. Halfway, still anyone's. Oscar coming through strong again. He'll be like Callum in that previous one. He'll take good heart from his 1500 last night. He's feeling strong. So 2:00.96. So that's just slightly down on the previous heat. So this is 4.5, 4.6 territory.
And Oscar Churnside, Ewan Jones, the fastest in the water. We saw the splits there, both of them on the 30-point range, and I wonder if they are going to continue in that as they come to the 250 mark. It's not much in it at all. 31.19. Ewan Jones 30.92. Only split by around about 0.2 of a second, and these two beginning now to stretch away. All the others in the 31, high 31 and 32 second range, and that's kind of made the difference. You just see the almost clear water opening up between the leading two and the two following, Tom Jeffords and Alfie Churches. But it's a real head-to-head, this one. So they go over the 300 mark.
So 3:03. So they're pretty much bang on the pace from the previous set. So this is 4:05, 4:06 territory. So big improvements for these guys as well. Oscar's digging in hard. He's still got a bit of an advantage on this one over Ewan. He has pulled away a little bit on this one. He was only 0.3 up in the last turn at this end. I think he's slightly further ahead now, and he does look good. That's a 30.9 yet, so he's half a second quicker on that one. So that was a strong penultimate 50 from Oscar, and he's just ramped up even more, and he's pulling further and further away from Ewan. Great battle for third with Tom Jeffords and Alfie Churches. Nothing between them. Keep an eye on that one in a minute. But it's Oscar here who's really, really powered down that final 50. You can see him working hard. His legs are kicking. His arms are good high tempo. He's going to get that, and he's going to do a super swim. 4:04.29. That's a great swim from him. Ewan Jones 4:06.15. And it was Alfie Churches just edged out Tom Jeffords. It's a good swimming there from Oscar Churnside. So he's followed up his 1500 from last night with an excellent 400. And there's only one remaining Scottish junior left this morning, and that's in this heat, the swimmer in lane 7, Connor Aspinall. So we'll keep an eye on that. In this one we have Gabe McCartan, University of Stirling in 1. Lane 2, Jensen Norris, Perth City. He's a junior as well, actually, so it's him and Connor. Ben McLaughlin and Gary in 3. William Shepherds, University of Stirling in 4. Daniel Payton, Tynemouth in 5. John Taylor, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6. Connor Aspinall in 7. East Lothian swimmer. And lane 8, George Turner, Newcastle.
I think 1 and 8, not.
I missed one. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, Gabe.
So both 1 and 8 not taking the start for this heat of the 400. That swim by Oscar Churnside might be in good shape to make a B final. It's only A and B finals for this, so got to be in the top 16. But Oscar Churnside definitely got a chance.
Gave himself a chance there. And we've got Jensen, and in the terms of Scottish juniors, the bookends in this one, Jensen Norris in 2 and Conor Aspinall in 7. They are what are standing between Oscar and that junior title. If none of them make the final this evening, if one of them makes the final this evening, they automatically get it. If a couple do, then they'll have to battle it out. But Jensen Norris, I think, has won the 100 and 200 freestyle Scottish junior titles. So meeting in the middle with Oscar in this 400. So let's see how well Jensen's doing. 56.55 in the first 100, and that's faster than the previous heats. But you would probably expect Jensen to be going out faster. He is that 100 and 200, or more of a sprinter than Oscar is. Trying to go with him, Ben McLaughlin, the Gaiety swimmer. And see how this one evolves, but it's definitely Jensen Norris is pushing out hard in this first 200. 158.12, that's rapid. Let's see if he can keep this up. 31 for that 50, so that's kind of the pace that the previous heat was setting. So he's there or thereabouts with a faster start. So can he hang on? This is going to be a case of hanging on, I think, for Jensen.
Yeah, Ben McLaughlin starting to come back. It's almost the field, the 6 swimmers have almost split into pairs now. Ben McLaughlin and Jensen Norris side by side. John Taylor and Conor Aspinall side by side. And Daniel Payton and William Shepherd in the middle. They're also having their own private battle. But Jensen Norris, well, he is holding on. We'll just check the split at this 50. Again, when he was down the bottom end, it was 31.3. Let's see what kind of 50 he's got. He's certainly holding Ben McLaughlin at bay at the moment. And they come down to 300 mark. And yeah, 31.37, exactly the same split that he did for the previous 50. So very consistent for Jensen Norris. Ben McLaughlin was slightly faster at 31.12, so he is closing, but not by much on every 50. They're into the last 100 now. Also coming along very strongly in lane 6 is John Taylor, probably fastest of anyone in the pool. But 50 to go. Might be a little bit too late for John Taylor to challenge for the top 2 spots, but it's very close. Ben McLaughlin closing up with every stroke, and Jensen Norris really holding on now, breathing towards Ben McLaughlin as they come up to that top end. McLaughlin almost on terms now. It's going to be an excellent finish here. Jensen Norris breathing away from McLaughlin now as they come into the final few strokes. Jensen Norris might take it, does he? He does, only by 7/100ths, but what a time. 4 minutes, .98 for Jensen Norris and 4:01.05 for Ben McLaughlin.
I think they will be challenging for that B final. Both of those swimmers, I think, are in with a good shout. But we'll have to wait and see. Still got 2 more heats to go. These are circle seeded heats now. Zach Slater, Edinburgh Uni in 1. Josh Denham, University of Stirling in 2. Arvin Chahal, University of Stirling in 3. David Annis, University of Stirling in 4. Cormac Ryan, Limerick in 5. Cormac Ryn, sorry. Henry Baker, University of Stirling in 6. Aidan Turner from Newcastle in 7. And in 8, Ben Newell. So that was quite some heat there. Great race between Ben and Jensen. What can we get in this one? Cormac.
Yeah, Limerick swimmer in the middle of all the University of Stirling representatives. Josh Denham, Arvin Chahal, David Annis and Henry Baker. But it is Cormac in lane number 5 who leads them through. Let's see what he is going to go at the 100 mark. Cormac Ryn with that entry time of 3:48.26. So He leads them through 54.76. David Annis in second position. 55.57. Ben Newell going well. Right down at the bottom. He's lying in third spot at that 100 mark. Cormac Rinn certainly got off to a decent start here. 54.76, and he's looking like he's holding that.
Very long, rangy stroke, isn't it?
Yeah.
High head. Very deliberate placing of his hands. Strong kick to keep that going, I think.
It's making it look effortless,
He
Tony.
does, yep. I'm sure we are doing him no favours by suggesting it is effortless, because I suspect he's working pretty hard. But he does look lovely and strong and smooth. David Annis trying hard to get back on terms with him. And also in lane 3, Arvind Chahal, also Malaysian swimmer. And in lane
There's only the two like cyclically seeded heats. It's maybe a little bit easier than having the 3 cyclic seeded heats. So, you know, if you're top 3 there in this first heat,
yeah,
you're pretty much thinking, yeah, you're going to be qualifying for that top 8. If you're third, if you're fourth, sorry, you're right on in the danger zone, aren't you?
So
but top 3 generally, if there's 2 seeded heats, then generally you're thinking top 3 in each will make it. Not guaranteed, of course.
Nope.
Fastest 8 times combined, all the heats will qualify for that A final. It's not like athletics. If you win the heat, you get guaranteed a place in the final. It's always your fastest 8 times.
And those 3 at the moment, Cormac Rinn, David Annis and Henry Baker, just keeping an eye. Zach Slater at the moment is 8th in this heat, but he's still swimming faster than Jensen Norris in that previous one, so may not be in that B final, but still Cormac, but it's definitely tightening up. David Annis now the fastest. Arvind Chahal there, look at that, 27.92. He absolutely blasted. He was listening to you, Paul. He thought, I need to get third, so all of a sudden he's gone from 4th to 1st in the space of about 50 metres. That's pretty impressive final leg there. And all 4 of them, they really did listen, Paul, because they really don't want to get 4th, do they? And it's going to be Henry Baker who does get 4th. Arvind takes that. David Annis 2nd. Leader for a vast majority of that race, Cormac Rinn 3rd. And
very close.
Very, very close. So 352s. You've got to think all 4 of them, well, 352 to 353, they've got to be thinking they've done enough.
Okay, yeah.
You've got to think
top
that.
4. But just 1 over the 4-minute mark. That's great heat, wasn't it?
That was very good. Ben Newell. So at the moment, Jensen Norris. I think Jensen is guaranteed a B final, because there's only, unless somebody this afternoon does it, because there's only 8 left, and he's currently
in 8th.
Yep.
James Boddy from Geary, this final heat. Cameron Rapson, University of Stirling, Arthur Logan, Edinburgh Uni, Jack McMillan in the centre lane, lane number 4, University of Stirling. Luke Hornsey, Edinburgh University in 5. Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6. Scott Fleming, University of Stirling in 7. And Sid Argillan from Edinburgh Uni goes out there in lane number 8. Jack McMillan, well, again, class act. Jack McMillan, member of that GB squad in the Olympic Games, where the 4x200 freestyle relay took gold, and Jack was a member of that gold medal winning squad. And you were saying, I think it was you who were saying yesterday, Tony, that he hasn't really been back in the water that much since those Olympic Games, and he's had a kind of a, up and down performances this weekend, but he was great yesterday, wasn't he, in the relays?
Yeah.
A good 200
and
as
200,
well.
I think on his 100 his goggles came off, so I think there was an expectation he would have swum, he was going to swim better than he did, but his goggles filled up, and even people like Jack McMillan pros as they are, that still distracts you a wee bit, and I think that meant his 100 wasn't quite as good as he was expecting, because his 200 yesterday was very good. So you've got Luke Hornsey and Arthur Logan. They battled each other out on the 800. Arthur getting second best to Luke on that one. They training partners often in this same pool. So they're pushing in for second and third, but Jack 152.46, comfortably the fastest split at this stage, and Luke and Arthur are round about the timing of this previous heat, but they really picked up that previous heat, picked up in the last 100, but I think if you get top 3 in this one, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, the leading 3 looking pretty safe at the minute. They're coming to the 250. Jack McMillan going along pretty comfortably, you would say. Arthur Logan and Luke Hornsey following on. Luke Hornsey now moving into second place, I think, just ahead of Arthur Logan as they come down. They'll be at the 300 mark as they hit this bottom end. Fourth place is Cameron Travis in lane number 6, and real tussle going on for 5th. Scott Fleming and Cameron Rapson and James Boddy right at the top. They are fighting it out for that 5th position, and again might force themselves into another swim. I think most of this field will probably get into the B final at the very least, but the top 3 should be safe enough into that A final, maybe even the top 4.
Yep, looks like Luke Hornsey wants to say he's beaten an Olympic gold medalist here, so he's not letting up. He's pushing on in this heat. Jack looks like he has eased off, I think deliberately, and he's definitely eased off the pace, and Arthur Logan's now gone past him as well. So the Edinburgh Uni swimmers have decided they need to just keep the pace going, not ease back. Use it as a good hard heat swim. They're all going to be off their entries, which you would expect really. But easing in there for the 2 Edinburgh Uni guys, 351.9 and 352.4, 355 for Jack McMillan. And that's the rest of the field. So
yeah, most of that field under the 4-minute mark, just slipping over that 4-minute mark. Might be good enough to get another swim tonight, certainly for Fleming. There is the lineup for the final. Jack McMillan will be in an outside lane for that A final. Look at that, 355. He cut a little bit fine there.
Yeah, Ben McLaughlin did make it after that little race with Jensen Norris. That got him just got him in to the B final. But yeah, Jack will be out the way, no one will see him. That's probably not a bad idea, and Luke and Arthur will be looking at themselves rather than Jack in the outside lane, so we'll look forward to that one. I'd say the afternoon sessions, evening final sessions start at 5:30 today, so definitely come back for that. And also they've got another set of afternoon sessions that will be kicking off in just over an hour at 12:50. But for this morning, been a good morning's swim. A few do-it-yourself manual lessons on the pads as well for people watching in. So just in case you have that problem yourselves, you know what to do. Thank you for joining Paul and myself, and we'll see you at 12:50 for session 8, the penultimate session of this 2024 Scottish National Short Course Championships. But for this morning, thank you and goodbye.